You ever worry like what you say on a podcast gonna be used against you, like when you start running for mayor and shit?
I'm not running for mayor.
You're not?
Not here.
Why not, bro? I feel like that's that.
You gotta run for mayor. You gotta run for mayor somewhere else, so that way, they can't trace it back to where you live.
Bro, you got a whole podcast, man. That's not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't use everything against you.
Your Drake. By the way,
that's bro. Listen,
wait, you think the Drake shit's the worst he said?
I have so.
That's not even that bad.
From what I've seen,
that's chill.
What's the issue? Like what's the
bro,
problem?
I never rocked with him, bro.
Why?
From day one.
Why?
I don't like him.
Nah, press him right
Why?
now.
So
we gotta really
what's the?
So when I was a kid, right?
He's a real therapist. He's a real therapist.
I'm gonna take it back. You feel me? Because when I was a kid, I really enjoyed listening to like the hip hop artists of like the day. You feel me? Like when I was coming up, my mom, she would play 50 Cent. Like my sister, she was big on Nas, Jay-Z. You feel me? Like she really loved Jadakiss. So like those are the rappers that I was hearing, and I was accustomed to like the culture a little bit because I would see it. Like Wayne was like one of my favorites. You feel me? And then I seen Drake. You feel me? And I was like, wow, like because I even rock with Kanye. You feel me? And all this stuff. But Drake was like so opposite of all those things. I was willing to give him a chance. I was like, this is actually low key more relatable. Right, let me see.
Okay.
I can imagine.
But then I heard what he was rapping about, and I was like, "Oh, this is just mad shallow."
Can you give me
like,
an actual reference?
What's the song?
Drake was
hold on.
Yeah,
I want to hear.
When he was like the fall for your type, right? That's the song.
That's what you start with.
That wasn't my. That was the start. It was best I ever had.
Okay.
Best
So
I ever had was
can we
crazy.
bring
I was like, I didn't rock with it.
I'm gonna let you rock. Go ahead.
Didn't rock with it. I seen the music video, and that's when I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not for this. That music video was really like that was the moment. But then it was the freestyles when he was
I'm glad you got to this because this is really where that hate started.
Because in school, everyone's talking about Drake. Summer programs, everyone's talking about Drake.
The Blackberry.
And then he's rapping off the Blackberry. He can barely even formulate bars on his own.
Yeah, no, that was not a good look.
That's horrible. And people's gassing it like, see, this is how it's supposed to be though. Like you think your favorite rappers is freestyle. I'm like, I don't care if they are or not. They're not doing this. Y'all trying to make it seem like that's not that bad. Y'all are like enabling the bullshit. And
God
it just kept escalating.
Reads off his phone.
Yeah, God forbid, right? Yes. Fair, that's some bullshit.
That was
you a rapper.
Unheard of.
At the time.
You a rapper, my nigga.
At least with someone like The Game or Kanye, like they'll give you the same verse every time.
You feel me?
An unreleased verse for a song that they already got
lined up. They memorized it. That's the difference.
But in the moment, it's like, damn, that nigga rapping.
That was a bad
It's
look.
art, bro.
That was a bad look.
It's like I'm not. You don't send somebody up there. I'm not going to a show and then I see a nigga reading off his fucking paper rapping. I'm not going to. You feel me? Like this is the nigga that they're claiming is gonna be the new next nigga up.
What about the other time?
He's not even rapping for real.
There's the other time too where it's like he didn't even get the bars out. He's just like,
fact. That's what I'm talking about.
This beat, man, it's fucking me up, man.
He's talking the whole time.
He's just like,
because he don't
got to hit him with it.
Because he don't have it.
Because
he don't have it. But there was that, and then he was recycling verses on other niggas' songs. That's unheard of. Recycling verses is nasty and hooks.
Wait, what do you mean recycling verses?
Like stuff that's already been out.
Yeah, shit. He would have the same verses. He would take like. It would be like bars at a time. Like he'd take 4 bars from one song, put it on the next song, put it on the next song. He would take hooks from one song, put it on the next song. And I'm like, I'm not hearing that. Y'all not gonna tell me this dude is that dude. He's not. He's not. He's not.
But out the gate, go ahead.
Out the gate, 15 I feel like he didn't like this nigga since Degrassi.
I didn't really like that. That's true. He was my least favorite character. I gotta be honest. Because I did used to watch the show. I didn't even know it was the same dude at first though.
Big of a character to be like, oh, he's my least favorite character. Like,
they had school shooters.
I'm gonna say, did you watch the show?
Yes.
He was there.
All types of there, but he wasn't like the main lead.
He was a main character though.
No, he was. He was.
Yeah, but like a beta main character.
He was one of the people that was in Charlie Bartlett, like I said before. And now they took the.
And then they took that cast. I feel you.
Come on, that's one of my favorite movies.
Because I remember him doing the Replacement Girl joint.
Okay.
Take it to the LY. Yeah, that's a smoke. But like you went right to Fall for Your Type. That's like a whole. That's a big gap.
First of all, he gave Jamie that alley, bro.
Sounds good.
He gave it to Jamie.
I like Jamie's version
other
better.
than that, wait, okay.
Jamie Foxx seemed like a stand-up guy.
Bro.
I like him. I rock with Jamie Foxx.
Underrated take.
What's up?
I think Jamie Foxx is like funnier than Will Smith.
For sure.
I think so.
He's
funnier than Will Smith?
Yeah.
What makes you think Will Smith's funny though?
Yeah, that's not that crazy.
He's not funny.
He's like,
he's like acting funny. Like he's not like I think he's off the cuff.
I think Jamie Foxx is like, besides Denzel, I'm giving Jamie Foxx one of the best like black male like actors. Like.
Can I tell you something?
I don't know about that.
This is a cold take, bro.
Huh?
No. Ike is giving us cold takes right now.
No, that's
because Jamie's one of the most talented people.
Have you not seen Ray?
Have you not
seen Ray?
I saw Ray.
Django? The Django?
He did. Yeah, smooth. I feel like you could have put many people in that role.
Yo, Nate.
Nate's not saying that he's not. I'm not
That's crazy take.
I hate him because I think that's a role.
From his own show, right? Like,
The show was funny.
Yeah.
The acting, the singing.
What's the joint?
I think he's a good actor. I
he's
think
like
he's
blowing
not
up the
as great.
law-abiding citizen.
I'm
You
not,
seen
I'm
that?
not-
You seen Jimmy?
I've only seen the hits from Jamie.
I don't know,
man.
bro. But
I agree with you, though.
Ray got
That's
it.
a valid take.
Ray got it.
I don't think it's a crazy
valid
take
take.
at all. Stand-up comedian, had his own show, singing, all that. No, he's like one of the most talented people.
Is that funny?
Facts.
It's like a personality thing rather than like actual
You're like,
comedic,
yay!
But
material.
but hold on, Nate. But so this whole 15-year run, Drake's been on.
Never changed your
It
mind.
just comes on. You're like, yo, turn it off.
So there were songs where it'd be like, okay, I think this is decent, like headlines. Is that what's called headlines?
Yeah, that is a
That's
song.
why I like that song. You feel me? He would have songs in like the games.
The whole album, Take Care.
No.
Can we?
If I ask him what's
He's
his
saying
favorite
this
Drake
with a
song,
straight-
he'll be like,
he's saying it
oh,
with a
like,
straight
can't take
face.
a joke. I love that Drake song.
I did like that song, but I also said Mob Ties, and I like that song. You know what happened when I liked that song? Turns out someone else wrote it.
That's fair.
I was mad, and I tried because you're making it seem like I'm trying to take things away from him.
Bro,
I didn't make that person write the song. I didn't make him use the reference. All I said was I like that song. I've been saying that for years.
To be honest with you,
Album.
Last year they said he didn't write it.
So what about Nothing Was the Same as a body of work?
That's his best album.
don't know.
Me and him talked
I
about
don't know.
this recently. I
You
said
go through
that.
the discography. My man got he got.
I hear it.
We talked
I was
about
saying
it.
that a couple weeks ago. He's like, I revisited CLB. That
It's hard if the cover's different. It's a whole
I
different.
agree. No, you got to cut like 5 joints off there.
Okay.
But you cut it to like 15, 16. That's a good album.
was different.
If the cover was different,
That
it
makes
looks-
a big.
It's a joke. Like when you look at something like
Yeah,
that
bro.
from an
That's
artist of that
crazy, bro.
caliber,
But
it's
that's
like,
his whole thing, making a mockery of stuff that we love.
don't do that. Don't
That's
do
what he
that,
does, bro.
Don't-
That's
don't-
what he been
don't
doing,
do
bro.
that,
We not
bro.
letting
That's
Nate
what he
get
been
away
doing.
with this no more.
Yeah.
That's what he been doing, and he not getting away with it anymore. So it's cool.
Bro,
It's fine.
Wayne ain't
I'm
coming
cool
through
with
the
it.
gate just like put like talking about Drake the next one, and Wayne ain't. He ain't.
Bro, Wayne came into the game as a kid, though. You feel me? Like he got to develop within the game, and the game developed around him in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So he held the keys. That don't mean he gonna make the right decisions.
Hold on, what's the point that you trying to make with that? Because even initially, Wayne wasn't on board with it.
He wasn't on board, but
That
I'm
is
saying
true.
as he grew, my point is like, bro, okay, at first he was off of him. The whole run, you can't sit here and tell me out of the 6
There's
albums he
songs,
dropped,
but
that's what
that he
comes
doesn't
to being a
have
true
a good
hater.
album.
That's what
That's
it
what
takes to be a hater.
I don't think he doesn't have a good album.
What? Okay, say it. I need you to say
I
that.
said before, I said
Put
Take
it
Care.
into the
Take
ether.
Care to me was decent. I think that album was smooth.
That's not
I think
good.
nothing was
See,
the
bro,
same.
decent
is
And
not
the last time,
I can name
because
you
I
a
think that
whole
there's
bunch
songs
of
on there that
decent
don't
albums.
age well.
That's a lot of albums.
Good.
That's
And a
why
lot of albums
I
are
mean,
decent.
The album in general is not just a decent
He
album.
went to.
I think
he-
it's decent.
He was at
He
his
changed the
concert.
sound,
He was
bro.
at his concert playing all like records that he was playing 2 minutes.
You see
What?
how you said it though? He was playing records. He's not performing them. That's a mockery, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
yo,
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You're not gonna
That's
change
all I'm
it.
saying.
Yo,
Alright,
That's
never
all I'm
mind.
saying.
I've
though,
been on a
that-
podcast
that's
with
not-
this man
that's not
for
hip-hop.
over 3 years
That's
now.
not hip hop.
It's not.
It's
He
not
pulling up the
hip-hop.
shows and he playing the records.
It's not gonna change.
So then here's my question,
He,
right?
he acting like he's rapping on stage, doing hand motions and stuff.
Because we was gonna bring it up eventually.
He's not rapping
because
them?
it's on the topic list, right? Is using AI, whether it's for making music videos or the production or whatever in any aspect, is that hip hop?
Well,
Depends.
what are you saying that off of though?
So
'Cause-
boom, right? What you about to say?
Depends.
They use it. I mean, AI is not when you talk about it in that way, yeah. But like, I feel like it's necessary when you want to do like music videos,
Mhm.
like artwork, sure, because you know you can alter all those stuff. People have dream rooms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's AI since whenever they, you know what I'm
sure.
saying. But in terms of like music, I'm not a fan of it. I don't
So
want to
boom,
hear
right?
no
To create the
production.
music?
Let me get some context.
What are you using to create it? Someone writing something?
Nah. Like
What?
they use it. Like they'll use AI like now to like create songs.
What do you? What,
Like
is,
create.
what does
the,
that mean?
Like the
So
AI
for example, right? Timeless that just came out the weekend of Playboy Cardi.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Allegedly, there's speculation that Playboy Cardi's verse was AI. That he didn't write that. Some dude wrote it. They put his voice over it,
Right.
and he heard it. He's like, "Oh, this is smooth. Let's just drop it like that." That was using AI to get a deep fake of his voice to put the record out.
Do you rock with that?
I don't like that instance of it.
Okay.
No.
So what is
Personally.
too much AI in music? Because
So
like,
then
like you
boom,
said,
right?
there's AI technology that's being used all the time.
Right.
When you strip when you listen to an instrumental and you're like, oh, I just want the vocals for that. You feel
For
me?
sure.
You-
Strip it, yeah, you get the stems, whatever. Cool,
exactly.
cool. So here's how I'm looking at it, right? Because earlier in the week, Kanye dropped a music video to 530, which was on Vultures too, right?
Would
The
not
whole
know.
music video was produced by AI. Like none of it was actually, physically done, right?
Actually
Okay.
has to be ass because
In
AI
my
is not
opinion-
there yet, bro.
Not yet, right? But in my opinion, in that instance, I'm like, What do I think about that? How do I feel? Because this is probably like the second instance now where we have like a major artist actually using AI to put out music. I did.
Okay.
I'll get back to that. When Drake used the AI shit, I didn't fuck with it.
Why?
One, because you're using somebody's voice who's dead, who can't sign off on it.
Yeah, that was chips.
And then you're using a living person who you'd even check in with them about it.
Yeah.
That's just weird
Okay.
across the board.
Valid.
You feel me?
That's too valid.
That's just weird
That's
to me.
valid.
It
Okay.
only
I don't
didn't
like that.
age well because he lost. That
No,
shit
it's not.
was.
No, either way,
From
it's
the
just
beginning.
weird, bro.
You're the
I don't
only
like
person
it.
saying
I
that.
get the
That's
check.
crazy.
I get the
If you
move.
go-
I get the move. I get why he did it.
Do I agree
don't
with you
like it.
disrespecting
It's
Tupac?
gimmicky.
I wouldn't disrespect Tupac, but if I'm disrespecting my dead man's my ops mentor who's
Like I said,
bro,
I get
we
the
going
move.
that
It's
far
his
with
mentor
it.
now.
I get the move.
It's his mentor now.
Okay,
That's crazy.
okay,
He's
Tupac
talking
is
about
not
Kendrick.
there's no
He's talking about the
justification,
relation
bro. There's
between
no
Kendrick and
justification.
There's
Tupac. That's what
clearly
I'm
a
trying to get at.
significant influence. You feel me?
That's
There's
a
no
bad,
judge-
that's
I'ma
a bad one. If
disrespect
he
him
got
too.
signed off on a Snoop one, was it?
Yeah, he
was
used
the
Snoop
other one?
too.
If
Snoop didn't
if-
even know about it
if-
until it
if
dropped.
Snoop signed off on it, then
crazy.
it's
You feel
different.
me?
But the
Exactly,
Pac
but he
one,
didn't.
nah, the Pac
He
one, that's
didn't,
bad,
which is
that's
weird
bad,
to
that's
me.
bad.
That's what makes it
That's a
weird.
bad one.
Only because he
So
was
then boom,
offended,
right?
bro.
No, it's not because he lost. That's,
you.
that's nasty work. That's not.
So then
you can't-
boom,
you
there's
can't
that
do
instance where I'm like, use the AI in that way, I don't really like it,
Uh-huh.
right? Now with Kanye, with the music video, I'm not necessarily mad at it
Okay.
because it's just supplements of what he was actually putting out on his own, right? He wrote the record, he made the beat, whatever. It's just a music video.
Uh-huh.
To me, I question why there's so much discourse about it because at the end of the day, I'm looking at it as a tool. He used something to get out an idea that he had,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Fair to say.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think
But-
that
So
you wouldn't expect that from someone like Kanye, who's like known for being so
And I
hands-on
thought the
with
same
art.
thing. I thought the same thing because I'm thinking when you're at that point in your career, you have all the resources that you need.
For sure.
Anybody you could think you
Maybe
want
not
to
right
work with,
now, low key.
nah, he still could do it. It's a matter of if they want to or not.
But that's what I'm saying.
But he
I don't-
has the connections to do it.
but I don't think it's gonna be the same.
I hear you. I hear you, right? But either way, somebody like Kanye, okay, cool. You have all the resources. You can do whatever you want. Get it. If you're somebody who's a smaller artist or an individual artist,
Mhm.
it makes sense to me to think, hey, I have this really cool idea. Let me use AI to get it out.
Okay.
I can't reach this videographer. I can't
I
reach
hear
this
you.
graphic designer, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But then I'm thinking, why does an artist like Kanye not get the same luxury?
Who said that?
That's the conversation right now. Niggas are looking at it like, oh, that shit's corny.
Oh,
That
they're
shit's
saying
weird.
they're saying it's
Niggas is not
corny.
fucking with it.
But is the video
Because it's
actually
AI,
good,
bro.
bro?
Yeah,
They're
that's
saying
what I was
it's
about to say.
corny.
That's where it ends,
There's
bro. Like,
niggas who
is
does
it
it
actually
like
a
it?
good
Does
video?
it turn into like a movie at that point? Because it's not even like, is it still a music video or is it just
It's
like a
thought-provoking.
short
Is he
film?
in it?
You
Is
would
it
have to
short
see it for
film? Is
yourself.
it
I can't
just
tell.
like-
You have to see it for
You have to
yourself.
throw this on
have
because
to see
I
it.
remember
You
the
can
last
tell
time
me what
he
happens
dropped
in the
the video
video.
with
I can't explain it, bro.
Northwest was in it, and it was
That
Chips.
was AI too.
That was Chips, bro.
Yeah, that was that video was pretty weird.
But I also don't want to get too caught up in the now because, like you said, AI is just not that point yet. It will eventually get to that
For sure.
point.
for sure.
And when it does get to that point, are we having the same conversation?
I think it's,
Are
it's-
bigger
it's like-
artists not allowed to use AI?
I feel like it's like, I don't say unoriginal, but it's like, what's the, like, part of, to the point of like what he's talking about with Ye, he's like, he's hands-on, he can create these worlds. Like, I think of his like 808, like some of his videos from there and like how he's setting, like the setting and how he put his videos together. I feel like using AI to like make a whole new video or a whole new, like, I don't know, it just gives like, it's, make a film. I don't know. It's not, it don't give me like a music video.
So,
type
so
feel.
where,
It's
where do y'all
weird.
draw
Like,
the line, right? Because I think there's certain things where like, that's fine, whatever. Like for me,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want nobody writing. I don't want AI making your bars.
No, I'm with
Like
that.
I agree with that.
That bare
I agree with
minimum,
that.
Yeah.
that's not okay,
I
right?
agree with that.
Okay,
Are you okay with ghostwriters?
am I
He must be Drake fan.
No,
Gotta be.
I'm just,
uh, personally?
bro.
That's a
no,
good-
no.
that's a
like,
good point, too.
gotta be.
That's a good point too. If you're getting
But-
someone else to write it, why
Yeah.
can't I have AI to write
I
it?
believe in collaborating with people.
No
and
bullshit, right?
like,
You think
and,
Drake
and
wrote that
acknowledging
line?
it. You feel? The last one?
the rhyme zone AI. Like,
Because
Bro,
like,
you was just hating. It was the same flow, same.
Yeah, the
thing.
rhyme zone
And now
AI,
a
bro.
ghostwriter did it
the
too.
rhyme zone AI.
Bro, this is crazy.
He's
hate,
developing
bro.
new technology as we speak. I think that I agree. Songwriting is
know.
one part of it. Post production, I feel like AI is valid.
What do you mean post production?
The sounds and
all of it.
all of it.
Any post production, I feel like is valid.
Mhm.
Okay, what if Beyonce's next album is like that's all AI? Like they just
Nasty. She
threw
would
her
never.
vocals over somebody's original vocals. How do we feel about that?
That would never happen.
I know it's not, but is that a line
What's
you?
the
Why?
difference? I get, damn, it made me think about that, the ghostwriter question. Because now, what's the difference between
Exactly.
a reference record and
Exactly.
someone just
Feel me?
thinking that? That's nasty.
You just take the one step of
I
like
guess
I
it's still a
physically
human.
do it.
I don't know. I feel like AI just, I don't like the fact that it's not
There
a
gotta be
human.
a
Like,
human
it's just
element.
like, yeah, like you're making music. I shouldn't be able to just like put in what I want and you can just regurgitate something that don't fit. I don't know. That don't fit.
But I feel like we would let
I
it
don't
slide
know.
for photography and videography. I don't think we hold those as sacred to the point that we wouldn't excuse
That's
AI
crazy.
usage for it.
Not, but that's what I mean. Artwork, I'm cool with
Might
it.
be valid, low key,
Artwork,
though.
I'm cool with it.
You might be onto something.
You
Actually.
feel
see,
like
I think the other
there's
side
a
of it,
certain
too-
like level of respect we not
Yeah.
giving to those people.
I
who
like,
actually-
I like the way you're saying it
Which
too.
is
We don't
crazy.
respect that.
because as long as it's like
We should.
visually
That's what
appealing,
I'm saying.
But we don't, yeah.
I feel like we would let it slide.
I think the other side of it too, I think there's a lack of like, I think for people who are on the production side of things too, I could see why they feel against AI because it takes away the value that they bring to the table.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right? But then I also think if you're somebody who has real, actual, novel ideas, or you're someone who could push the ceiling, that's just another tool for you to get this shit out,
For sure.
to work at a higher, quicker rate.
And plus, you're not gonna feel as accomplished. Like I feel like that's part of it too. When you're working as an artist and you're able to bring a vision to life, working with other people, part of the joy in bringing something to life is that collaboration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna feel as accomplished. You just type it in and just let some shit do its shit.
I'll give you another
It
role.
don't feel as good. It just don't feel as good.
I'll give you another role. Nobody would unless you're the person who is in that industry, you
Mhm.
would literally not care if this became replaced by AI. AI engineer. And it can literally accomplish the same thing. You feel me? No one cares how their mix gets done, bro.
Nah.
You know, y'all not jacking that?
Nah.
Like I said,
Engineer-
If you
bro,
didn't have
'cause
to
if you
pay
have
an
a good-
engineer
if I
and you
have-
pressed a button and that shit made this shit sound crisp as hell, you could have recorded that on your iPhone and now it sound like it's professional
because there's
quality.
No, if you have you had a good engineer,
For sure.
you can't. I don't think you could just
The,
AI that. I'm
the
sorry.
only thing that it couldn't do is like the new ideas. You know what I mean? Like we talked about 808s and heartbreaks. That wasn't the norm. That wasn't how music was
Right.
being. That's not how music sounded. So it wouldn't create new ideas. But if you just wanted I just wanted a clean mix. I want it to sound like, give it a reference of the type of mix you want. You think people complaining about that?
well, here's the
It
thing.
depends it depends on like how you value your music.
Exactly.
I feel like his music is nuanced, bro. Like you can't just you can't just record something and just send it to AI. Like when you working with an engineer, you might get certain feedback. You may get certain
Facts.
pockets of the song that you may want a scratch, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think you can just replace engine.
So then would you feel the type of way if your engineer was using AI? Because he's someone who knows what, or
They all-
they're
but
someone who knows
they
what
use
they're
AI.
doing.
It depends on what
No,
they're
for sure,
using
but
it
I'm talking
for. It
about-
depends on
I
what
hear
they're
you.
using it
Exactly.
for. Because they're
Is auto-tune
intentionally
not
doing it.
AI?
Nah.
I wouldn't
Process.
consider.
But
Yeah,
there is
exactly.
AI.
exactly.
There are AI like modules that they'll use in some of the processing tools. You
Yeah.
feel me?
But
Like when
they're
they're
doing it to
mastering your
complete
tracks, bro.
something.
Like Ozone is like around 30% AI now in the way that it processes the vocals.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean like, and that's how it's because it saves processing power on your computer. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me it's like post production. But a lot of the tracking, like you need a good engineer to be able to deliver that feedback. You need a good engineer to also be able to you're talking about new ideas, but I
Right.
think even just like making your shit sound different than someone else's shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you're an artist and if you're using references as a means to be like, no, I want a replica, then you're not using it right. You feel me?
Right.
But AI is gonna give you a replica.
For
You
sure.
feel me? They're not gonna they're not gonna allow a reference to be a reference. You feel me? And I don't want
'cause,
that.
like-
I don't want that. I don't know. Maybe some niggas want that. Maybe
Anything
I-
with-
low-key, but
Because
don't
I
know.
personally don't know where my stance is on it. I'm still trying to figure out like how do I actually feel about it.
You'd use
But I
AI for
think-
your photography? You would
If
take
I-
a picture,
if I
had-
you would
if I
take a
had-
picture and be like, yo, make this bus.
If I had an idea that I'm having a hard time get out through my own skill set,
Mhm.
I would use it to fill in the gap.
That'd
That's missing.
that'd be your first option.
Probably not.
You feel me?
Probably not.
So I feel like you disagree, bro. Because you
Nah.
know you would go to a person and you
But
hit
I
somebody.
wouldn't say I disagree. Because
Okay.
if someone next to me, adjacent to me, isn't able to fill in that gap,
You wouldn't
then
look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
go to it. What do you mean?
You wouldn't like look it up or look deeper.
I mean,
into
I
how
would
you
hope
could-
by then I already tried that.
Okay.
I feel like
You feel me?
it just makes people lazy.
The
Yeah.
simplest thing,
But
I think we
at
can
the
all
same time,
agree.
for people who have really dope ideas, it opens the door for them to get
sure.
that shit out.
But I think we can all agree, bro. It's not bad as long as you're using it as a tool. You feel me?
I
It's
feel
not
you.
like I'm having
I feel
AI
you.
spit out my whole essay.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to use AI to create the rough draft, you saving time. Like if anything, you could add more to what you was originally do because you're not getting
You have
caught
so much
up
more time
in
to,
all
like,
of the.
I wish I
into
had that in college. I can't hold you.
I'll be
I
honest.
hear you.
That's like the last thing I would want to use AI for.
I'm just giving an
Writing
example.
something as simple as just writing.
Nah, because
Nah,
it could
when
come
you
up
got
with
them
80% of your
10-page papers,
ideas.
bro. You trying to?
Facts.
Bro, we was all in the trenches together, bro. Like,
And then you can add your unique
twist
twist to complete the the final 20%.
I'll be honest with you. To me, that's more work. But I think at the same time, the way that AI processing is developing right now, bro, and the shit that's doing to the environment, bro, using that shit for a paper to me is like, you
I
can
don't like
write
that
a
argument.
paper, bro.
I don't like the argument.
You can write a paper
Because there's so
bro.
many industries that are like resource wasteful.
I agree.
So it's like,
But
why
how
are we bringing
many-
up that point?
How many of them are you actively contributing to when it's something that you can very easily do yourself? Like easily, not like it's just it's a minor inconvenience. It's not like one of those things where it's like, nah, like this is actually me going out of my. You can write a paper, bro.
Nah,
You can write an email, bro.
We've all been there the
Like,
night
you don't
before.
need that for
right
that.
before it was due, having to stay
And you know
up.
what? And you know what niggas did? We wrote it because
Yeah,
we
but-
could do
but
it.
imagine you didn't have
Because
to.
it's possible.
I never
Like-
wrote a rough draft. My final draft
go straight into
was
it?
the first
Sounds
draft.
good.
You feel
I
me?
feel that.
Maybe I would have had a rough
feel
draft
that. I
if I
feel
had
that.
the AI,
Or
bro.
maybe
I
you
feel
could have
that.
taken it more seriously and done it on the timeline that was assigned to you, my dude.
That sounds
It's
good.
not. It's not
That
crazy.
that sounds
Yeah, I
good.
know, right?
I was
Like,
also. I'll say that I was also an English major.
I was about to say,
know.
like-
To
Oh,
me,
you
it's.
are? Where'd you go to school?
I went to
shit
UMass
pocket.
Boston. Yeah, so to me, it's a
That
little
shit
different. It's a
pocket,
little
bro.
different. It's a little
Yeah.
different. But it's still just writing, bro. I don't know. We all right. You just the same way
It's
you
a
want to write. You
time-consuming
want to want
thing.
AI writing your bars? Write your email, bro. That's
No,
your
the
bars.
email, I
That's
don't-
your professional bars, bro.
Get the fuck
Write your
outta
email,
here,
bro. Write your email, bro.
There's no
I don't
value
know.
in the creativity of my email, bro.
Bro,
versus a rap.
don't let me proofread your
Where
emails.
like
Cause that email you read to me earlier, I gave you already immediately. Like, oh, you can spice it up. You can spice it up if you do this.
nasty work,
You
nasty
feel me?
work.
You
What
can
you
spice it
doing?
up.
Conversation
That's
at
all
hand.
I'm saying, bro. Listen, it's
Bro,
an art.
The reason it's unacceptable with the rap because it's like if you take that away, what do you have? Like the whole value of it is like you're being able to be clever enough to say
feel you.
something in a way that's never been said before.
Got your
So how
voice.
could you even do that with AI if AI is only based off of data that
Because
from the
people don't
past?
Maybe on the
value
other
it
side of
anymore.
it.
Because
Maybe
we
on
just
the
heard a
other side
nigga
of
drop
it.
a song where he used the same rhyme scheme the whole time and niggas was praising it like it was barring out.
So I'm
That's what niggas
he
was
just
saying.
said. Right? I'm gonna address what you're
That's what
actually
I'm
saying.
saying. That's all I'm
Maybe
saying.
on the other side of it, in terms of rap as an art needs to add more to the table.
Facts.
Whether it's the performance, whether it's the actual, just everything that goes into the package of being a rapper.
I agree.
To your point,
I
if
think we
you're
should hold
looking
higher
at
standards.
if you're looking at singers and songwriters, a lot of them don't write their stuff.
Well-
They go back and forth with each other, passing records back and forth. But it's like, hey, you got a voice to deliver in a way that I can't.
And
not
that's
valid.
their unique factor.
That's
you know
what
what I
I'm
mean? You don't get too caught up in the songwriting. It's a lot of times if it's a love song, whatever R&B joint, the songwriting is very basic. You feel me? It just has to be catchy, but then it's how they deliver it afterwards.
All right.
You know, but with rapping, it's like I get it. There is value in the person who can deliver in a way, but oftentimes it's like there's only so many pockets you could get into.
Get into.
You know what I mean?
I
So it
feel
really is about what you're saying that's really gonna separate you from the crowd. That's what I believe.
Hey, man.
Valid.
Hey man,
Valid.
I'm trying to get into the real shit. I got a question.
Introduce the pod, bro.
I was going to. You just had to let me rock. You feel me? But I got a real question for Ike, man.
So you
But
got
hey,
some
man,
questions.
y'all ready now? We
Okay.
rocking bad for the community.
Okay.
We are back. 508 Rob the 508 God. On the mic. I got St. East to my left.
What
It's
up,
class
what
like
up,
the-
what
I
up?
got Nate Nix in the
How
room.
you doing? That's my fault. That's my fault.
And we got
You
a
ain't done that in a
special
minute.
guest, a very
I did it
familiar guest to the
like the past
podcast.
month.
But the difference is you're actually in front of the camera instead of behind the camera. You've been here a
Nice.
couple times, but you're not. I don't think you love the spotlight like that. You're a real behind the scenes guy. We got Ike in the building.
Yeah, what's good, man? Appreciate y'all having me.
Yes,
You see,
sir.
it's a humble intro.
Thank
He's
you.
like,
Thank you.
I appreciate
I
y'all.
appreciate
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying. You feel me? This like a step just to like get out more. You know what I mean?
So-
Talk. I respect what y'all got here too. You know what I'm saying?
Alright,
'Cause
yeah,
I
appreciate
think it's
that.
like I forgot this was a pod real quick for a second.
That's
You
how
know
it's
what I'm
supposed to
Supposed
feel.
to
You feel
be,
me?
yeah,
Yeah. And
you
there's
know
mutual
that.
respect on that end. But
Nah, for real.
what made it? What was the thought process behind like? Nah, I got to get in front of the camera this time around.
I think
Is Ike ready to talk his shit?
Nah, because it's
Because I'm
not
gonna get you to talk your shit.
It's not even about that. I think like people, I've been speaking with people and they kind of just been like, I think they watch the interviews and they're like, I feel like people could like, get something from what you might have to say or just your experience. And then just in convos with, the team too, it's like filling in some of the blanks with certain stuff and
Right.
just, speaking of, just come here and like share my story for real. That's kind of
We gonna get into it. And the thing
Fine.
is, I think what's valid about that is a lot of the times, and what I've learned is like you could do all the work behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Your team knows the work you do and everything, but a lot of times to the outside, they don't know unless you speak on it.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it's the people who speak more on it. And we talked a little bit about that with Chase and Av, where it's like, if you don't speak on it, how would people know about it? You know what I
Facts.
mean? I had a question for Nate before you even got here. I was like,
Which is crazy. I was like, why you ask me? I don't know.
but you was like, that's a valid question.
That's a
No
good
bullshit,
question.
right?
Yeah.
How did the person who helped develop the back-to-back new artist of the year, not the winner, the manager of the year? You feel me? Like if there's anything that manager of the year tells me, it's like this person has shown the ability to develop talent to the point like we're speaking on the Word Speak Life team. We're seeing the nods y'all are getting and everything, and it's like, why is that not translating in that lane?
What's
And
the
who
criteria
did
for
get
the
it?
award when the consistent elevation is
So
there?
can someone remind me who did get it?
He was just looking at it.
Forget her name.
Forgot it right. You was looked at that 10
This
minutes.
year was
last year?
C's. This year was
This year was
C's.
C's. Last year
was what's her
was
name?
Millie's manager.
Latina. I forget her name. That's her name. Her last name is Latino, but like her
Okay.
first name is something.
And do we know the artist connected to that person?
She has like 3 artists that she managed under a company that she founded.
Okay.
I don't know. I
management
think
company,
part
yeah,
of it in like learning how they vote. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people voting might have
Yeah.
more of a following or
Tell me about it.
Tell us.
they don't
Tell us
necessarily
more.
they might not like put names next to like
Yeah.
you know the managers about who they like. Some people might not know. You know what I'm saying? It might just be a name on the list. That's kind of what I kind of chalk it up to. But for me, it's like it's gonna sound weird. I was not like I don't really care about winning that because I wanted them to win. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it speaks
That's
for what it
true.
speaks for. Like they on stage, I'm cool. Like you
Them
know what I
winning
mean?
is you
Like,
winning.
You was
yeah.
on stage this year though.
Peak was on
You
stage.
felt-
Peak was on stage.
You was on stage
Oh
with
my
Pete
God.
though. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like y'all was doing y'all thing. Like you got the opportunity to be in that spotlight for that moment and like highlighting the work that you're doing and highlighting the work that the org is doing. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like I want to know, not necessarily in that moment, but I know that there's a lot of work that's being done. You feel me? Right now, you guys, like we talked about a little bit before we even started recording and how like you guys are working to get in more schools. You feel me? You're developing. Like, what is the process behind 617 Peak? You feel me? How did this come about? And now that you're kind of like becoming more established, like what's the next step? Where do you see it going?
How it started, it was I won't say by accident, but just so I hoop, right? And I play ball in college. I play ball
Professional.
now.
That's what I'm saying. He's so humble.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
He's
saying,
too
like,
humble, bro. Don't
I
get
hoop
him.
bigger.
Why
Like,
you
he
too
hoop like
humble?
niggas. No. You gotta clarify on that one.
You
There's-
too humble, bro.
So, but I was in college.
Okay.
I was hooping in college, and I got hurt my junior year. It's the second time I was hurt, and I got hurt in high school. I got hurt my junior year in college, and so
What type of injuries were they?
I had my my labrum, then I had like a shoulder impingement thing, and so I missed that year. And in that year, like I had a lot of things that I wanted to kind of get off the ground, or just ideas I wanted to just like bring to real life. And for me, I went to like I was telling you, I went to Land Academy from 7th to like 9th grade. I transferred to a prep school, and I was in North Andover. It's a school called Brooks, and so I had more time to just like engulf myself in the arts for real. Cause like I was always into like music, words, just like things that can create inspiration, you know what I'm saying? And so when I was at prep school, I had more time to breathe, you know what I'm saying? Like in the city, things be happening too fast, you feel me? So you might not even be able to do that. And so I was able to do that. And then going into school, I was just like, yo, like I had the opportunity to like perform, at an open mic, give speeches. And I knew what that did for me and for like things I was going through. And I was like, I know I wanted to bring that feeling back to the city. And so when I was hurt, that was the first time I did it, you know what I mean, over the summer. And I met up with Jeff Sanchez, who was a state rep at the time. And he allowed me to use the space for the State House for the first one.
Oh, that's
You know what I'm
fire.
saying? And so it just grew, you know what I mean? At first, it was really on some like, yo, like to be real, like real with y'all. It was like, I have friends at the time I know that was like either getting locked up, killed. And I knew that like, in the summertime, I was like, yo, how can I be part of a solution to reduce the violence in the city? That was really like at the core of it. Like if we can get kids inside for like an hour or two during the summer when everything's hot outside, I feel like that's a step. You know what I'm saying?
Real, yeah.
And we kind of like, it's like you hide the medicine in the candy type of thing. So it's like, I wanted to host open mics. You know what I mean? And that's all it was. Come COVID, we couldn't have our third annual open mic. We did the little giveaway. It was $100 giveaway. They got merch, they got a book, whatever. Yeah. And that was like the first cohort of kids. So I met Nay, I met Mackie, I met King David, Ikenna, just Val, like just, and from there it just grew. Like we got on Zoom calls, we spoke about, I was just like, yo, how can I be of service? You feel me? Like you want to talk to some artists from the city or y'all haven't been in the studio? Like how do we do that? And then it grew. we started doing open mics, and it just been growing and growing. And then that's really like the genesis of it for real. Like, and now we're at the point where we have like monthly programming, and it's our second year working in Boston public schools. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
So it's been cool. We got like internships now over the summer, and that's kind of like the story of it for real.
What are some of the things you had to learn, like just managing a non-for-profit, just learning how to get the programming off the ground?
Yeah.
Like, again, you got a whole passion in itself with basketball, where like finding the balance and the time for non-for-profit.
I think I had, luckily, like just growing up, I've had people that I've had like guiding lights, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? And so like I've reached out to people. I asked questions. I've never been scared to ask a question. And so I came across people that
no bullshit.
I don't know, no ego with that, from hoop to anything. Like I never did. Like, and so I'll ask, like, this is what I want to do. Obviously, I look it up, I research. And then from there, it was like, all right. And then Jeff Sanchez at the time told me, like, you need to make this a 501c3 after he saw the first one.
Yeah.
And I was doing it from like, you know, my own money. You know what I'm saying? But he was just like, you need to make this a 501c3. I reached out to my man Miles. He was he played pro ball too. He went to Dartmouth. He was the captain of the Dartmouth team. He's from Boston too.
Mm-hmm.
He's in real estate. And I still got the text actually, but he was sending me how to build it out. You know what I mean? And that's how I learned. But some of the toughest things managing it is like, I say I've never worked like a real like a corporate job, like a 9 to 5. You know what I mean? I've always been like hooping in college, then after school, after college, and so it's like structure.
Sure.
Like I'm disciplined when it comes to like the things I need to do on the court and everything, but like setting up meetings or like responding timely to like an email, like Nate, like I don't like because you're nice with that, and I'm like, that's some of the things, like managing people, how to like, you know, like just lead people too. That's something that's been challenging, because I'm a lot of the students I'm working with, I'm like 5 years older than them. It's not like I'm 30 something, you know what I'm saying? So it's like how to get that like
learning with them.
Yeah, and even like boundaries. That's been a big thing. Like just in general, like where does that go? Because sometimes you're working with kids in the city, and like it's not for nothing. Like they may be coming to you for things they may not have at home, you know? And so like that can be draining. That could be a lot sometimes. And like managing a lot of that is like sometimes like what I've been like kind of trying to get better at.
Nah, for sure. That's one of the more, I think, like understated roles when you're in like a leadership position within like an organization or a company in general. You feel me? Is that you are not just serving as like a leader, you feel me, but you're also serving as like a resource, you feel me, in some ways. And I think a lot of times you have to make sure that there's a maintenance of like self when it comes to the work that you're doing at the same time. Because if not, then it's easy to experience burnout. For me, it's easy to like, especially in the work that you're doing, because you're working with like young people. So it's like, you don't want to let people down. You feel me? Because like, I don't know, to me, I tell you, that's a lot of responsibility. That's a real thing. Like, I'll let people my age down. I don't care, bro. But I'll let the young people, I'll be like, damn, yeah, that's on me. It sit with you a little different, you feel me? So, you know what I mean? So I definitely feel that. It's crazy.
It's a real thing, because our convo, you know, when you was talking about the structure of like, teen empowerment, teen empowerment, and just like how like easy you can say things. I'm like, damn, bro, I couldn't just say that to somebody. Like you talking about like when y'all work on projects and stuff like that, and how like if the kids like, what is it if the kids like end up leaving, you kind
of like the termination of the project, but then wanting to follow it with them around like the project development still, and like you know all the like things that come with it and everything like that.
But like I think that's a real thing, like not want to let kids down. And I think it's a pro and a con, because that first COVID's 2020, we had the open mic at Dorchester Art Project back when it was and part of why I wanted to do that during COVID, like even amongst like everything that was going on, was like I looked 6-7 kids in the eye, like, and was like, yo, we're gonna have an open mic this night. Like, y'all gonna have the chance. So the whole time I'm like, all right, damn, this is the first interaction. If I'm big, all I got is my word. You feel me? So if I don't follow through, it's like
they holding you to that.
Yeah,
fact.
You know
and they will too. No
but for me, and this is something I've been learning too, is like that's how you build equity with people. You know what I'm saying? And so like now it's like when you give someone your word, they may be able to do favors where you may not be able to provide a service at that point in time, but they know, okay, like he's good for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's luck. That's also like building peak, was like, I have a ton of money. You know what I'm saying? You have like social capital, you have resources, friends, people, and you have to ask for favors. You know what I'm saying? And you know, now we've been able to like pay people back. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the illest parts for me is like every summer, for the past 3 summers, we bring them up to Brooks. So my prep school, right? Just to show them kind of like this is like where I got some of the inspiration from, but also bring them outside the city to just, see different space, build, write. And we have different workshops and stuff like that. But I had I work with people I trust and people I care about. So like everyone that you see, like, Troy's here, Av's here, Amanda, and Etch, like being able to like have them at first do a
You
whole.
don't have to pull up on them. We got to shut that shit down immediately.
But like,
you might have to get Troy and Al and just be like, bang bang, like yo.
Where I don't know what room they're in.
And Al in there, we need that.
He said, I don't know what room they're in.
He's Troy.
I'll go with y'all niggas, like because I know how much this fuck up an episode. I ain't letting that shit
Brief
happen.
intermission.
He said, we just getting into it. He said, he felt it.
But nah, like, being able to like, having them work, like that retreat is from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so for kids to give up their Saturdays to do that, and then the people that are running the programming being able to, just do it out the love, you know what I'm saying? It's like different because now, and it may not be a ton of money, but now I could, pay them for their time, which is just the least I could do. But it's like, they knew I was good for it. You know what I'm saying? And they appreciate the mission and what's going on. But those are the things that feel good, or like being able to really like, like employ people. Like that's something that like, over the, just hooping, and like playing pro ball is something I've been thinking about, like future wise, like the things that I want to build and how I want to do so. And like, that's something that's like change. You know what I'm saying? It's good because like when I can see like, you can have an internship program for 21 kids in the city during the summer, and they can learn these skills. They can make connections and then grow. It's like, I mean, like that's what you're trying to do it for. So,
Nah, it's facts.
So when you envision the future, whether it's like 5 years from now, 10 years from now, like where do you see the future looking like for Peak?
I want to be in at least, you said 5,
10, whatever number you feel like it's like, that's how much time I need to take it where I see it.
Double digits in schools, like working with at least, 10, 20 schools, being able to kind of run our program, because I'm interested in how we can like impact more of the kids in the city for real. Cause like, I know like, bro, I know what it feels like in the summer. And this is just, I was having this convo with someone this week, where it's like, I have a unique perspective in a lot of spaces I've been in, and that's just what I've been coming to realize, just like in my growth of like, whether it be hoops, community, or music, like being able to be in a community, but then knowing how it feels to like build the artist community. Like I know what it feels like in the summertime when you got the hood tournaments and there's 400 people outside, and I know 80% of them. I'm not worried about like, nothing happening. Like, there might be a shooting or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. But like, I'm not worried about like feeling like I'm unprotected. I know who I gotta sit by, or who, like, there's plenty of people. I know where I'm gonna sit, I know where I'm gonna stand. And it took me to like understand, like when you work with students sometimes, even walking into new spaces, they can have anxiety, bro. Like they can really be like, yo, I don't belong here. I don't even know if I should sit right there. You know what I'm saying? And just even how that like can mess with your mind when you're going into schools, when you're going into programming, when you're trying to meet people, like, and being able to build like an artist community. And like, now it's like, in the group chat, if they need kids to pull up for a music video,
facts,
they can do that. You know what I'm saying? They have it. And like, that's something that's like big for me, because you can see like different sides of like, kids like just come out, you know what I'm saying? So like, and then in the music space as well. So like, that's some of the stuff I try to like, I just been noticing a lot more.
Yeah, nah, that's real. Think like, what's it called? It's like what me and Tomo seeing right now at Rome. He's putting together like his show that he's doing, his first show that he's ever putting together. But it's like, he's been doing stuff with us for a little bit. And so it's cool like now seeing him. But he's like, it's all people that he's either like gone to school with or people that like he worked with that are on the bill. You feel me? He's like trying to like bring together like the different communities and all that stuff. So it's like, I feel what you're saying, because it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, without me, you wouldn't be able to do this. But it's more so that like, the door was open, you feel me? And I was one of the people that was like holding the door open for you feel me? So like, it's like, as you continue to grow and as you continue to develop, all the people that you're meeting, all the ways that you're engaging, all the ways that you're continuing to develop your community as an artist, like there's people along the way with you feel me? That's not going to let you down. You know what I'm saying? That's going to make sure you're getting steered in a direction that makes sense for you. You know what I'm saying? Now that's
I think dope. A big part of that too, because like when you're working in that kind of way, people adjacent to you are gonna learn from that as well.
For sure, yeah.
For if whatever reason, if I was to step away from the role that I'm in, somebody could step in that spot and keep this, keep me
Yeah.
going. You know what I mean? Nothing
Yeah.
should stop the moment I'm no longer in the picture.
Right.
And I think to answer your question, like that's something I've been working towards the whole time. Cause I think when Peak was never, I think as it's being built, it wasn't something I had a being like, oh, I'm gonna do this for, I'm gonna be this involved in it. Cause I was like, I know I'm a hoop after I'm done. Like I'm gonna play pro. That was my mentality. And I'm like, I do want to pass this off or something. And that's where I was saying like, the next few years, like where I wanted to go.
Right.
But
It worked when you got a 6'3" nigga right next to you. I'm telling you, it worked different. You feel me? If I went there dolo, that gave me some bullshit.
He felt good about it. He's
He
like,
opened the door, he looked up, he's like, what's up?
It's how you
I
shit.
forgot. I had a good answer.
You gotta
to that.
shut that
I
shit
forget what
down.
I answered to his question, but yeah, but
I
like,
mean, you answered our question.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But no, I think like that's something we've been like I've been kind of focused on because it's important. Like it's not something I could just do all the
Right.
time. You know what I
Because
mean?
you don't want to put so much energy and time into something, and God forbid something was to happen. Maybe it's for even good reasons.
Yeah.
Like maybe an opportunity comes across your way, you have to move, and you're not local anymore.
Yeah.
That this shouldn't stop just because I'm not present.
And
you
then
know what I mean?
that was like one of the things I was happiest about last year. It was my third year. It was my third year pro, my first year in Europe, and I was in Switzerland. And
he was hooping.
we
Now we gonna get into that. I don't want to know what like living
we
out
were
the
able
country
to
is
like
like.
still. That was our
It
first
was
year
crazy.
in two Boston public schools. You know what I'm saying? And we were able to run it smoothly to the
Right.
point where they wanted us back. And I was really happy about that because I didn't have to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and just like seeing like some of the again like there's like all these buckets, but even on the music side, the stuff we was able to accomplish while like someone's not having to be there like physically. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
important.
That's fine. You guys working in high schools only, or are you working in like middle schools too?
we worked with Epiphany this year, so
Okay,
it's been some elementary, middle
Epiphany.
school, but yeah, trying to
They
maybe
be doing
do
the
high
thing with
school.
concepts? Like they
Um,
like
Yeah.
right?
AB.
I'm like, why do
Yeah.
I know that name? Okay.
Yeah.
I think like at the at the school they had
Right.
the one event that they had with concepts.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did the 6'1" peak turn into the word speak life pipeline? Like
So-
when did this farm system all start
Nah,
going
so-
Play
on?
too much CFB.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
these
know.
words
I see
are
it.
resonating with
I
me
see
now.
it.
Nah.
You feel me? Start the 6'1" P. Okay, you see. Okay, give everybody opportunity. I respect it, but then you see the gems, and you're like, you right there.
So
Got you.
Nah, so what it is really
He's
is
like,
hot outside.
no.
I feel because
Immediately.
that's and this probably
Nah, I know
gets-
that's not your
gets
intention.
into like how the management came about was like I would say like with Peak, that's more of like it's like a blessing model, and I think with Word Speak, it's like it's a business model, and so like with Peak, you have development, you have kids that they're learning. It's not just about music. We got kids in there that are
Right.
into radio, that are into fashion, that are into design, that are into
Uh,
video. We have we have three of the best videographers on our team. You know what I'm saying? Four. You
cap.
count Ven, who's at the, and then you got Cooley, Cass, and Swaz. Like, and then so you're seeing like this whole like this. It's really like a there's a whole media portion of it too. So
Yeah.
everyone don't want to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? The point of that is like the main point of with the programming is getting people to express themselves creatively. You know what I'm saying? And then learn how to speak in public because that's where we come from.
Sure.
That's a disadvantage a lot of times
facts.
when you get into some of these spaces. I've had friends, teammates who like you get to college, that's their first time presenting in front of people.
Yeah.
So it's not even that they scared. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sorry, it's not even that they're dumb. It's
No
just that they may be
opportunity.
nervous.
Right.
So they
Exactly.
can't even get out what they want to say.
And really
Now
practice
people
those
looking at them
skills.
crazy. Now they like, damn, I'm done. Like, nah. So that's the root of it. But in that, you find things that you like. You may find out that I don't want to be a poet. I want to be on their team. I want to help
Yeah.
them create ideas, direct style. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that being said, like I think I've mentioned, just our relationship, like me growing up and knowing him, right, and just being a student to his process and stuff like that, and then seeing just the talent, right, in the group, and wanting to start a label, it was something where Nay actually came to me about management, like that was the like how it happened. She's probably I'm trying to think. It was before she went to Spelman. Like, so she would make little jokes here and there, like, you want to do management, da, da, da. And then this one freestyle I remember she did at the Record Co. And she asked me, like, yo, you know what I mean? About to be out in Atlanta, like, I know how that gets, like that scene, you know what I mean? It's very like, it's sharks over there, you know what I'm saying? So, and I had to really take a second to think, because I'm like, yo, I want to hoop, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, like, what this looks like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just constant conversations of what this can look like, how this can work. And so, I said yes, you know what I mean? And then I think even in that process, like with the Peak session, she met Av, she, you know what I mean? So I think, I say all this to say, like, we ended up building a business because there were people that wanted to pursue it in that way, you know?
Got you.
And with Peak, it's not necessarily like, yo, come in here, you about to make a bunch of bread. That's not what this is for. You know what I'm saying? It's to get you ready to go whatever you want, do what you want to do. Like EV, there's 3 or 4 of them came through Peak. They have something that, again, they can come, they can ask questions, get resources, but they want to do something different. You feel me? So that's all that was.
I'm joking with you, but I hear when you talk about like the responsibility that you have just being a mentor through 6-1 Peak. Now, this is a whole nother level of responsibility where someone's like kind of looking to you to help them navigate the music industry, the space, and, you know, and it takes a selfless type of person to like wake up and be like, how am I gonna make this person as big as possible type of thing? Like what was the mindset, the adjustments that you had to make to even, you know, be able to be successful of the role as a business manager?
I would say first off, it's important to like understand everyone's learning. You know what I'm saying? And I think I try to lead with that. Like I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I know partly it's like, again, I have an agent as a pro basketball. I have an agent, so I know what contracts look like on that side.
For sure.
Whether it be sponsorship contracts, whether it be team contracts, like I know how that looks. And then working in the community space, I see what partnerships look like. I see how to like leverage things and knowing like social capital is a real thing,
For sure.
right? And how you can use that to, you know, leverage your business.
Right.
And as an artist in the music space, I think my mentality is like, I try to just be honest, like, and ask them like, where do you see yourself? What type of artist do you want to be?
Yeah.
Right. And like, what do you need help with? You know what I'm saying? Because like some people, it's not, everyone don't need the same type of help. You know what I'm saying? Or the
That's
same,
facts.
I mean, so I think that's really my mentality. I try to go in like, yo, I'm learning. I don't know everything, but what? What are you saying?
Am I not saying the 7?
Yeah, you're not saying the 7, no cap.
Oh, 617 Peak. You can just say Peak, bro. Just say Peak.
Wait, I was
It's
saying
easier.
617 Peak?
Nah,
What was I
so.
saying?
6-1 Peak.
Just
I wasn't
just
saying
say
that. We
Peak.
gotta run the tape back on
The
that
tape
one.
going-
I didn't catch
You're
on
not
to
gonna-
that.
you're not
I
gonna
didn't
like-
I didn't realize he wasn't
Yeah.
saying the
You're not
7.
gonna like the tape, brother.
Just
You're
say
not
Peak.
gonna- You're not gonna like
Just
the
say
tape.
Peak. It's easier. Just say
I mean,
Peak.
y'all know, I know it's
You're not
six
gonna
on
like
the
the
The fact
seven.
that they
all
pointed
right?
it out, that means like,
Ah,
listen, like, yo, this
you're
nigga
not
not saying
gonna like
6
the
on 7.
tape.
Like,
Nah, yeah.
Just say
He
Peak.
double underlined the 7. I was like, wait, I'm missing something.
6-1 Peak.
Just say Peak.
Maybe
But
the
yeah.
7 was flunk. Never
Yeah.
mind.
But no,
That's
I
why-
think that's like I just try to like, you know, if it's information with people I trust,
Yeah.
I'll share it. You know what I'm saying? If they're good intention people, I'll share it. But other than that, I'm not just going out here just like just freely just saying anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
sure.
Feel that?
Sure.
It's like the anti-gatekeeping model. It's like the gate won't be kept if you're valid.
that's fair. You
If you're
got
not valid.
I-
Yeah,
I feel
think-
like it's everything in life.
Huh?
some of yeah, fact. It should
Like
be.
you shouldn't be giving out everything that you've acquired to
Hell
everybody.
no.
You feel
Because,
me? Like
bro,
you got to
no,
do
no,
the
no,
due
no,
diligence
'cause-
to understand
this-
like
Facts.
Bro,
who's gonna use that
hold on.
information
Yeah, no, 'cause
correctly.
This is a real thing, bro. It's like people will see you do things and then just feel like I can just come through, ask you, and get the same thing.
Facts.
And if I say no, then you're gatekeeping. Like no,
Right.
like
That's
when I'm
not
talking
how it
about
works.
relationships and building equity, it's like even trying to put it into, I don't know, I can put it in a bunch of. I just do the music, right?
Mhm.
Say that I don't know, get a feature, right? And like I may ask for a favor, growing like starting out Peak. Yo, can you come and speak with the kids? Can you speak with the kids?
Mhm.
I ain't got bread right now, but can you come speak with the kids? This is what we can do. We can highlight you this way, X, Y, and Z, right?
Yeah.
That's what we can offer as of right now.
Right.
In the future, you do this again, hopefully I can pay you. To the point of the retreats, what I'm saying. And it's not that piece of it, because you know, it was just more of like being solid and
For sure.
they helping out. But okay, you come, you talk to the kids, you know, we post on IG, it's cool, whatever. The next year, you're able to do that again, I'm able to pay you. You know what I'm saying? From there, you understand, oh, he's a man of his word. You
Right,
feel me?
Yeah.
But even me trying to jump through hoops to get you to come talk to the kids, that may have took me 6 months to do. I may have
Right.
had to talk to you
Right.
just to get you to pull up, right? And I'm going through that now over the course of that whole relationship. It's now 2.5 years, 3 years. You're coming to open mics, you're seeing the work we're doing. Now you want to be more involved. Now there's a real relationship. That goes from like a whole 4-year run.
Right.
So now when I ask you for a feature for somebody, it's like, yo, I know anything you ask me to do isn't gonna just be some cookie cutter
Exactly.
BS. You know what I'm saying? So,
There's
but
value
now
behind
someone
it.
wants to come in. I may get that feature. Someone wants to come and be like, yo, can I get so and so's feature?
That's not how it works.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything you're about. I don't know.
Facts.
Even if I think you're cool, that's not how this works. And people get mad at that. You know what I'm saying? That's a long way away. But I just say, like,
I get
I
the
mean,
example,
like,
yeah.
it takes equity to build something, and people just want to come in and like shortcut and just
Shortcut.
actually. You know
they
what I'm
think
saying?
that because the equity's been built by someone else, it belongs to them too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or it's owed to them.
And that's not how it works. But the other part of that is, and I think this is where just why the convo with you about just how y'all run things is important, because part of my growth is being able to set boundaries, right? Because like how I am is like, especially with any of the kids in Peak, it's like my network is your network. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes like people can take advantage of that. You know what I mean? And my mentality with that at first was just like, you know, even when it comes to like studio time, stuff like that. Like I remember, you know, we had, I don't know, 6, 7 of them may never been in the studio, right? Bought them like, I don't know, 20 hours of studio time. Knowing
Is
what
this, is this a Peak?
This is Peak. This is
Peak's
Peak.
own studio.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, it was just, we like
Or is
found an engineer, rented it out, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
So
the
this coming out of pocket for
Yes.
you to be able to fund
yes,
this. Okay.
and y'all as artists know what studio time is worth.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time. I just was like, again, because like my studio experiences was if I'm with Av or my man Reem, or if I'm in the
People that's
studio.
been-
People
been
know what they're
professionals.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right,
it's just
professionals.
they set up da. So we get kids hours. You know what I'm saying? Some kids don't want to go. Some kids haven't. Some kids go. Some kids don't. And I'm like, damn, why don't they want to go?
Facts. Yo, no cap.
Knowing now what studio time is worth, I'm like, I would never do that again.
What was it? What did you learn?
It was crazy.
What I learned is that you have
Nasty
to
work.
you have to you have to level set first. You know what I'm saying? You have to let them know like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is why, and this is like the resource. This is the resources being afforded to you, because you did X, Y, and Z. Right? It's not just like here, just freely, you know, like just willy nilly, like just handing.
Because people don't know what
Nah.
something's worth
Yeah,
unless
you know what I'm
they.
saying? And so that's something like for me moving forward, I think like I've been able to like kind of, you know, I'm working on getting better at, but how y'all run your programming is a real like, it's hard to do sometimes because in my heart, I feel like I hear so many times like from like people just, when it comes to kids in the city, they be like, yo, F the kids. I ain't trying to work with them. You got teachers that leave BPS to go to Metco or go to different places, and it's no slight to them because there's a piece of it.
They just want that peace of mind.
That I understand, bro, because sometimes in some of these schools, bro, you're dealing with a lot. Like you're dealing with a lot. You can't even really teach. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. But I feel
trash dumpsters on
You
fire.
went to
and
Rocket
shit.
High, bro. Come on, lock it.
and
So I feel that.
I feel like I never wanted to like come into a situation looking at kids in that light. And so it was hard for me to just to like feel like I got to give them rules and restrictions as to why they get a gift. Because when I went to or a resource, when I went to prep school, it was handed out. You know what I'm saying? But again, these kids are paying
Prep school's a different level.
$50,000,
Yeah,
$60,000. But that's how I'm looking at it. Like, damn, they're not saying like you got to show up at this point in time. They're just giving them these resources. And for me, I appreciate every helping hand I got from the time I was little to now. So that's just how I looked at everything. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking, okay, they'll look at it the same way. And everyone doesn't look at it the same way. You know what I'm saying? But I was struggling with like the view of how people view city kids and being like, I don't want to view them that way. So like, let me do this. But sometimes, not even to generalize, but sometimes just in general, you need to level set. You know?
So it wasn't that they were misusing the studio time and that they weren't using it? Because my fear would be like, before you even step foot in the studio, it should got to be written. I don't want you going into that session, listening to the beat 50 times, bro, freestyling with your mans. Like, we not wasting time. That'd be my biggest thing. You're talking about they don't even use it.
Sometimes people don't show
so there
it,
was some that did, some that needed like a little kick in the ass to go use it. But sometimes like it was, bro, I feel like, so that's naturally how I am. I'm like, I don't like wasting time. You know what I'm saying? Like if we going in the studio or we doing this, but the other piece about it is I know what it felt like to be given time to write, which is hence why in Peak and different things we have, workshops that give students time to write. Be able to create. Sometimes you need to get to a safe space in order to create first. You're not going to get that done at the crib if, and not everyone has a bad situation.
If it is in a safe space.
But you get what I'm saying? So I never wanted to give them rules because it's like they're creative. I'm not trying to put you in a box. But,
you learn.
It's just, you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and now it's not like, we have sessions now still, but it's just like I'm able to level set like, hey, this is the hours, right? This is what you're gonna get, but this is what is required of you. You need to show up on time. You need to like, don't be on your phone just BSing during the session. Like if you writing, cool. But if you just scrolling through IG, like cut that out.
Mhm.
You know, this is what we're gonna get done. This is the intention of what we're gonna get it done. I think that sets the table first instead of just being like, yo, here's 4 hours to go to the studio.
Yeah, no, I know. Sometimes it's nice to feel like, oh, I'm gonna give people the space to just do them, but a lot of times people just need like that stern voice to be like, no, this is what we on right now.
Structure.
And keeping them, you know, to the end of the line.
Yeah.
So, I feel you.
I got a real life question for you. Like in terms of just the success that you've seen from Peak, Word Speak Life, how's your relationship with your basketball career at this point? I know right now you're in the process of rehab and you know you are overseas and stuff, but like is there ever a question of like, do I just want to be all in on this or do you still want to be able to balance it all?
I think I have a weird take with that word balance, but like I think off rip, if you know me, then you know like since day one I wanted to hoop. Like that's been my like everything revolves around that. You know what I'm saying? Like Peak sometimes, Word Speak, sometimes that stuff it's gonna take a hit because I need like prime example, right now, I'm recovering from a knee injury, right? So I've been out the whole year. My process with that is like from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., bro. Like I'm lifting, I'm in PT, I'm on the court, I'm in the pool. Like after that is when I can do some of these other things. But what I've realized is like, and I was shy at like even just saying things about I'm doing other things because like I was strictly like growing up that I just hooped. That was what I did. Like that's all I wanted to do. And sometimes when you're an athlete and you want to do something else, people like label like, oh, you don't care about this or you don't care about hooping as much. You know,
yeah.
But again, like you know, my character and like the equity I built with everyone I've been at, like coaches, teammates, like I've always been like one of the hardest workers on the team. So that was never something. And what changed my perspective, I had an interview with like an NBA GM and they asked me about Peak. And this is like probably 2 or 3 years into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I still didn't really like.
Was you expecting them to know that? Like you was like,
nah,
oh, like,
well, yeah, because like
They're gonna give you a contract.
doing
They
their
don't know
research,
everything
like,
about you.
that's how people. I'm like, yo, they really like doing
even
their
at like,
homework.
you know, I was blessed enough to play for like some of the best AAU teams around here. And so I was at, you know, Nike camp, top 100 sophomores, whatever. And in that room, they'll bring you in, you're 15, 16, they shutting the door like, all right, all that fun shit, it's cut. This is a business. Like, this is what this is. And I'm in a room with like, you know, a bunch of dudes in the league now. Like they tell you that off rip. So did I know they would know? Yeah, but I still never really even like even the first open mic flyer, like I didn't even put I posted it.
But nothing attaching you to it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
see.
But like, no, I had to. And that was what I realized about the whole social equity piece. Like even the first post, I remember I sent it to Av and no one signed up. And he's like, bro, like, put your name on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't really want my name on it. Because I was nervous about people being like, oh, what's he doing? Like, why is he doing it?
Yeah.
I put my name on it and like, I had mad people want to share it. People want to bring kids and this, that, and the third. So I realized the support I had. But to answer your question, like, I feel like I've noticed it's helped my career too. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like, you know, I didn't spend that much time like doing anything else in terms like mentally, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm hard on myself in general. And I think even after games, it impacted my relationships, friends, all of that. And I think like being able to have something else I could do to take my mind off of those things allows me to like go like be in a clearer space. Like I was in Switzerland last year. I had my best year amongst my best year pro. Like I was second in MVP voting and all that. My team finished third. And like we had the most wins in like club history. And like all of that was happening as like, you know, the Peak were in first year in BPS. You know what I'm saying? You know, Word Speaks, they got Artist of the Year. You know what I'm saying?
Everything just moving.
So
in the
it
right
was like
direction.
I was able to like leave and then like go from practice, go to my apartment, go home, and then in that whole moment, like Yanna's be in the studio, like she may be on the phone recording, and fast forward, like she's getting, you know, Artist of the Year. So those things, like it helps. I don't think it hurts. You know what I'm saying?
So when they brought it up, 'cause I don't want to stay on it for too long, right? But when they brought it up, was it more so them speaking on it as a reflection of your character, or them having concerns like, oh, is this going to be a distraction?
No, and so that was something that was like interesting because like it was more so of the character piece because I was nervous about it because every coach I've played for, like it's never been an issue over like they've had to get me to like rest more
Right.
so than anything. Like,
Leading,
I wasn't one of those people. So they're like, how do you find time to do this? And I didn't really talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So when he said it, I was a little like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to tell you I do with this because I'm involved, but like, depending on how much I'm involved, it may alter your view of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was just like, yo, like, we got players that go home, they smoke all day. They play video games, they party and do
club,
this, that, and the
yeah,
third. It's
right.
like, what do you do when you go back to the crib? Like, I watch some film, I watch some YouTube, I'll listen to music, I'll work on this stuff. And it's like, that's a better use of my time. So it's like, that's when it flipped. For like,
Right.
for me, I wasn't
That's
like,
when
I'm
it
not about
turns
to
into
hide it. You know
positive.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know what
So
that
you really
does for
about
me.
something.
Yeah.
And I think in a moment like that too, I would imagine if they were to have a different energy towards it, it's like, maybe I don't want to be aligned to that. If you
Yeah.
don't support the things that mean something to me. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah.
So
That's true.
What's that
Yeah.
overseas life like though?
Switzerland of all places too.
Because at first you were playing at the G.
Yeah, I
Santa
was.
Cruz Warriors,
yeah.
right?
Switzerland's valid.
I was about to say Switzerland. Yeah, I was like, what you mean by
I feel like that's probably a good.
No,
so
but it's
yeah,
a
so I
neutral.
was-
It still
nice
could be.
place.
It
Nice
still could be a
place.
Real
culture
It's not
neutral,
as
nice
cold
place,
as you
man.
think. So I was
I did think it was cold.
I was
That's
in
crazy.
Vevey, so I was right by the water.
I didn't
My
wanna say it,
apartment
though.
was like 5 minutes away from like the big lake that runs through. It's beautiful. Like so I would walk there like every day. You know what I mean? And it was dope. I had like a good coach, you know what I'm saying, that really like that'd be the biggest things when Americans go over there. It's like, what's your relationship with your coach like, you know? And I had really good teammates, you know what I'm saying? So like the Americans that were there, like they were solid. Like I met like one of my closest teammates, like that's my guy. So like it was good, bro. The culture's different. I was in the French side. At the time I was trying to learn a little bit of French, but the food was good. It was different. Everything closed at like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah, and then everything was shut down on Sundays. But it was different because I think being overseas made me realize like it put a different value on things for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I started to value my time, the people that I spoke to, and the energy that I was like around a lot more. Cause like I noticed like I was over there for 9 months, eight or 9 months. Like I know what support looks like. You know what I'm saying? And so like I know like I had friends pull up, you know, Troy came through. I
That's
had,
fun.
you know, like they're watching the games. You feel me? Like I didn't trust me. I done had some people that to the point I'll talk about later about the whole growth piece and not like being like petty with people.
Yeah.
Like I've had to have like I've had people like not watch games. You feel me? Like overseas, like and it'd be like, damn, like, but they might call you for something or whatever. But so I learned a lot about like, yo, when I was home, how much time did I spend towards people that you know probably shouldn't have had my time? And so now, like, you know, I value that a lot more.
Did you feel disconnected from the scene and just like the city and everything?
Do
you feel like people forget about you because you're all the way over there?
Nah, because I don't think I was ever somebody like people was like looking for in that way to be like forgotten about per se. I think I was focused on like building what I was building and helping who I'm helping. You know what I mean? So if there's projects that have got to get done, like working on like A&R and working on like the stories, telling the visuals, like that's kind of what keeps my brain going creatively. So like that's just what I try to focus on. I ain't really focus on anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So once you 100%, what's the plan?
I'll be back in Europe probably. Yeah, most.
Do you know
most
where,
likely.
or are you just gonna keep it open?
Nah, I
options
think
open?
like
Okay.
other piece that I feel like I've been blessed with is like I know I have a few places I could choose from. You know what I'm saying? So that's
a blessing.
I was about to say that's fine. Being able to do it at a professional level, like what you love, you feel me, and what you've been doing for so long too.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean, being able to do that at a professional level and having options. That's something that it's not just. I think it's not just a luxury, but it's also one of those things where you know that a lot of people would kill for it. So I can see in like your mentality around it, how seriously you take it.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's like it's not being taken for granted at any site. So that's fine.
Is
I
the
mean-
league ever a thought, or you're just cool? Like I collect checks to
the
hoop.
league was the goal at first, but I think I was having this conversation the other day. Like that was always the goal, you know what I'm saying? And then being in the G League, you know, being that close to it, and you get to practice and do all that stuff is cool. But I think in terms of like how you view yourself and what you want to get out of the game is important too. You know what I'm saying? I'm realizing like, for lack of better terms, it feels like, you know, like I'm able to create like an ecosystem here. You know what I'm saying? In terms of like having businesses and being able to, you know, have jobs for people, right? I think, and then just what you're able to do here. So in terms of like basketball, it's like, I'm gonna go where I got leverage. You know what I'm saying? So I saw what that looked like overseas. I saw what that looked like. I know how hard I work. I don't really want to go somewhere where I got to shoot the ball 5 times. I'm cool. I put in too much work to just go sit on the bench
so
and shoot 5
limited.
times.
I think Ken was it Ken Bazemore who said something like that?
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's real.
I'd rather
Because-
be the role
'cause-
it's harder than being the 6th man.
yeah.
But like it's
stop
real.
coming
But
from
not
college,
even 6 man. You know what I'm saying?
But,
Because
like,
it's a
everybody
chain
who
of
got to the
command.
NBA was the best player on their high
For
school
sure, wherever
team,
they came from.
college
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And then you
It's
just kind
it's a
of
whole
That's
chain of
facts.
command. It's like I'm not trying to go in somewhere because I'm fighting for a 15th spot to sit down and bust my ass to go in and take 2 shots. I'm cool.
Right.
I know what that looked like in Europe where it's a pro and a con, but if you like pressure, it's fine. Like you being a foreigner, like everything goes on you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna expect you to play a lot, to produce, and if not, they'll cut you and send you back home.
Yeah.
But I'd rather that pressure and it be on me because I put in hours and hours of time. And then also the earning potential is something that I'm like really interested in and I'm able to see something in real time as opposed to like, in the league, it's like, it's a little fickle. But there's just so many opportunities when you're thinking like internationally. Like some of the coolest parts about it is like you may be in after games, right? There may be people that come up to you like, hey, like, and this is just what I'm talking about, things like dots connecting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you just had a big game, got MVP of the game, whatever, you're coming back. People coming up, hey, like, you have, how many sisters do you have? Like, you have a light-skinned sister? You have a dark-skinned sister? Talking about
where's this
names,
coming
taking
from?
about names.
Oh, shit.
You feel me?
Okay.
And so I say this to say it's like on the music scale, it's dope because you go into their Spotify's, you go into Apple Music, they got fans over here now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
tough.
people tapped. I got people to hit me now when they drop something or something goes on. Yo, I'm watching over here. I had to show this to a bunch of my college class over here. Like, are they gonna do a show out here? Like, and
That's
you get
fine.
to just expand the brand. But what that comes with, like my point being is like leveraging partnerships and relationships too. Like being able to do that. When you sit down at the table, I'm not like a regular athlete. You know what I'm saying? So you sit down as someone that's like, I've sat with like the club owners of teams and whatnot. Like they can't just look at me like I'm just some like, I'm gonna say a dumb athlete, but yeah, I'm not that.
You just gotta
know
take
what
a
I'm
check,
saying?
yeah.
So it's like I know how to put things in place and resources to have and that's what I look at. Like, how can I build, like, what can I build more? Like, yeah, of course I want to play in the league, you know what I'm saying? But am I gonna get as much like, like I can see my face, I'm gonna be on the pine. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like if I go overseas and it's my show, I can
So much
rock
more to
out.
build
You
with
know what I'm
that.
saying?
That's
Like,
leverage
you
that
can
you
build
have.
more.
like, so many of my friends that have been
That's valid
been in
perspective,
Europe, bro, like there's sacrifices, right? Because you're away from people 9 to 10 months out the year, you know what I'm saying? But financially, like they're secure, but they also able to, brand themselves a certain way to their liking. You have more control. And I think that speaks to more like the longevity of things. So
That's
that's
valid.
what I'm
Sure.
focused on. Like
How different that Euro,
That's valid.
the Euro
Wait,
game.
hold on.
What's
Fuck.
up?
So why you never hit up Ike to go hoop?
Bro, because we talked about this.
come
Now we
on,
talked
bro.
about
Why
this.
you
I remember
asking
that.
stupid questions,
In fact, that's a
bro?
good
That's a
question.
stupid
That's a good
question.
question,
Why,
bro.
Why?
That's a great question,
My
bro.
This
seat-
nigga came in here one day and said, yo, I don't want to hoop with the niggas in the wherever you was at. He said,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better. Da, da, da.
No,
He said,
I
I'm
didn't say
tired
that.
of, he said, I'm tired of
Right,
hooping.
yeah, like-
He's like,
I said
in high
I'm
school,
down to
scared of him a
have
little bit.
like a Boston music scene like ball league, but there's some parameters.
he said, if you played
If
professionally,
you played
would
play
play
for the college
college,
team, if you get dunked, I don't even know if I'm rocking with you. Like,
You're
Now,
not
there's
trying to
plenty
get
of people that
better.
get dunked that ain't
You're
good
not
at
trying to get
basketball.
better, bro.
bro.
That's crazy.
I need like you never surpassed the YMCA type shit. Like that's where I'm at with it. You feel me? Like I know where I'm at. So you just putting me on the spot like
you might
that.
as well just
I'm
stay
not-
at the
bro.
wide end. It's the high schoolers. He
That's
played
so
against them high
crazy.
I'm
schoolers
just
to
saying,
put
if you
fear in
really
them.
want to hoop like that, you talking about
It's
want to
all-
get better
it's
and all
all-
that,
it's all
you got to
fun.
surround yourself with
It's
niggas who
all
are
fun,
better
bro.
than you.
It's all fun, bro.
Hey, man.
You
It's
can
all
have
fun now. It's
He
all
said,
fun
he
now.
said the grind not fun. The grind not fun.
I'm gonna like lose all love for basketball. If like me and Ike see the same court, it's a wrap. Like it's what, bro? What?
And that was crazy. We kind of sending the highlights in the chat, and he was like, all right, yeah. All right.
I know my place. I know my place. But
He's
I'm
like, yo,
interested. I'm interested to know the difference between like the Euro game versus the NBA
Yeah.
because I feel like it's so much chatter right now about like the NBA product just not being successful right now. Like people getting bored of it.
At least
because
not
it's
as
like
popular
it's
as it
super
once
3-point
was.
centric.
Like I said
Viewership's
before,
down.
too,
Viewership was.
I think a big part of that is like people think they have so much more say at the table than they really do. Like, I feel like everyone thinks like they're so educated on something. So, here's my think piece on this. It's like, bro, just watch the game.
I don't
Like,
want
it's
to.
not that deep.
You think it's
I don't
overblown?
wanna watch
Yes.
the
You don't
game,
think there's
bro.
no validity to it?
There's some to it.
You
for
watched
sure.
it?
What do you mean?
How many basketball games you watched this year? NBA games.
It depends, cause like
That's crazy.
no. Like, cause I don't traditionally watch like the Celtics. Only when they're playing certain people. I
Maybe
watch
not
a lot
the
of
Celtics,
Grizzlies
yeah.
games. I watch a lot of Hawks games. Watch
Nigga
a lot
loves
of
losers, bro. What the
Pelicans. I mean, I like watching certain people.
The
But
Hawks.
then that's how
Trey
you know
Young,
I'm really watching it because
Ja
I'm
Morant.
enjoying what I'm watching.
Hawks fans don't
You
even
feel me?
watch
Like,
Hawks games, bro.
That's not true.
Come on.
You saw
I think-
Trae Young last week?
I think it's the rules.
Last couple
bro.
games?
I did see that.
That was
I
crazy.
did see
Like,
that.
The rules.
It's the like it's the rules. Like people like threes and everyone's trying to model again. It's funny because I play for Santa Cruz, so I know like obviously like they're the parent team, you got a feeder team, and we're running the same stuff. And so you see the model that they like the NBA with Steph and all them, they trying to copy that, but the reality is like you don't have Steph or Clay, like you can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think each team, the teams that win are gonna find their own like recipe, but I think that's probably why it's like. The rules, you know what I'm saying? You can't really like kind of be more physical on defense.
Yeah.
People want to see scoring. And then at that point in time, you playing so many games, like sometimes you're just not gonna really like
Not gonna pop
I
out.
don't
But-
care. You gotta cut that 82 games down to like I don't know, something that matters. That's why the
think
NFL
so.
is successful
I don't
though,
think they need
because it's
that.
17
Because-
games. That's it.
Yeah, but dudes ain't going. You say that dudes ain't trying to give up their check. That's
Facts.
not-
That is a fact.
So, but it's a cultural. It's like it's a layered thing, bro. Because like when you look at players, like I'm trying to think. I don't know, like KG or like when Braun first came into the league. I don't know when it kind of stopped, but I feel like the league started getting younger and younger, right? So
Yeah.
like then you get to a point where like you got dudes that's like Tatum, someone's OG right now in the league.
Yeah, he's the vets is
he's a vet,
27
you know what
right
I'm
now.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, that's a
I was saying that.
a fourth year player that probably is 24 years old could be, you know what I'm saying? Someone's vet. And I think that's where you start to get into like some of the entitlement piece where people don't play as hard. They don't value certain things. And like it trickles into like how you play basketball. And Europe, they're firm, bro. Like their style of play, like it's not like it's more about the coach. Like NBA's, they always say a players league.
Yeah.
In Europe, it's more like it's about the coach and like his system and what you want to do, but they still value like they play like, just
Team basketball.
yeah.
You feel that?
You enjoy that more than?
It's the role, bro.
Or do you want to be able to just like
It's the-
ISO, let me cook?
No.
Like,
It's just the role. It's just the role. I want to win. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like I want to be able to do what I can do. So I think whatever situation that is, that's when I'm like the most.
losing team, but you averaging 30 versus like you winning every game, but you averaging 15.
I'm taking the 15. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
15's a smooth
Are you
number.
saying just
gonna say 15?
riding the pine? That's a different
You can get
story.
15, you still getting burned.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I'm
feel like
saying.
there's a lot of NBA players like I'd rather just get my stats up.
Yeah,
But
that's because
because they're
it depends.
also getting paid.
Facts.
Like,
their contracts depend on it. And I was saying it too last week when we was talking. I don't know if I was talking to you, but maybe I was talking to Cleo about it. But I was saying that like when you're right now, when I watch the NBA, what I see a lot of is like individual play. You feel me? Teams like they're on a team, they play like as a team in some instances, but like you can see like noticeable shifts in the way that people play where they're like, I'm trying to take over the game. And it's like, yep. Not trying to see that, bro. I didn't pay to see you play this. I ain't pay to see benchman number 5, you feel me? Like trying to act like he's Tatum. Or I didn't pay to see, you feel me? Like that's not what I want to see. I came to watch the superstars be superstars. But sometimes the superstars don't even be playing like superstars because they're like, oh, it is what it is. I'm already here. I got paid. You feel me?
And that's the other
that's
that's the other
disappointing,
portion
bro.
why people talk about not always playing in the league and just professional sports sometimes in general. But it's politics. Like someone
Sure.
may be better, you know what I'm saying? But just, if you're getting paid 30 M's, bro, it don't matter. You're gonna do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like you can kill in practice, you can do whatever you want, bro.
Yeah.
That's not the case. You ain't got the
You just need me to sit in the corner. I'll do that. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that for sure. Shit.
Okay.
But now I don't know. I feel like also too it's overblown because honestly, we watching the games. We just not doing it legally.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it.
That's it.
I'm sorry. I'm not watching it. Not until after February. I'm watching the games. Football
that's
got
when
me.
you get back into
Yeah.
it.
I'll
I'll
take
point too,
it.
if you had a couple more months to the NFL season, it's just a lot more injuries we're gonna see. Man, I don't think they could last that long.
No, that's fine. But they should just start later. NBA should start later.
I think Europe too. The difference there.
Let's start in December.
The fans are a lot
January.
different, bro. I don't know
Facts.
if you ever seen.
No, the
clips.
Euro fans they be more
They
passionate.
get kind of
Facts.
crazy.
Yeah, especially like the soccer. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it
They be
translates
attached to the city. You feel me? The teams are attached to the city, so they're attached to the team.
because we got a lot of like player fans.
Facts.
Like in the NBA,
For
it's
sure.
not like
Facts.
my dying
Facts.
loyalties toward this.
That's a
team,
fact.
you know,
I ain't
but
them.
Some of
you,
these
you'll
players-
get a
some-
chance. Like
You'll get
Some
Nice.
teams, some cats, they got team
Yeah.
security for a reason.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like some of these places, like they go under the tunnel. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Does it ever feel like celebrity status when you're out there?
Not so. Where I was at in Switzerland, I would say No.
No.
It's times. It's at times, yeah, because like when we playing in some of the bigger like when we had there's like Final Fours. And so the NBA, the little in-season tournament that they kind of do like they took that model from like the Europe teams. So when you go to like a Final Four, it's like it's a big deal, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, at times, but not for real. Like I think there's a few times I was in a Vevey, so it was a small city. So there were times that like people see you, say what's up, but I probably wasn't the best at first. I kind of just went to the gym and I went to my apartment. If I wasn't walking on along the lake, I just went to my room. Like I was kind of like, it's different, bro. You just there for that long.
Humble like, you feel me?
He's chilling.
You never gonna see Ike in the club just like letting it fly. I get it.
I like my money.
I like my money.
No bullshit though.
I don't know about y'all, but I like Switzerland. Y'all like Switzerland?
You've been to
Switzerland?
No,
You've
like,
been to
do y'all
Switzerland?
like it? Like, would y'all pod in Switzerland type shit?
Switzerland? It depends on the area. I got
Yeah.
family out there.
I've never
For real?
Yeah.
really looked
Like, if
into
we ever
it,
have to
an
do like an
opinion.
international pod, that's why I'm saying like,
I might not
playing
choose
next season
Switzerland.
type shit. Like, you don't see where I'm getting
I
at
would
right now?
go.
Like,
We got to do a post game interview.
I'm down with that. Let's do that.
We got to learn a little
Switzerland.
French though.
Now, there's like,
He knows more than me, bro. He knows more than me.
Local Frenchman, right?
I could get you
but nah,
around.
That's crazy. That was
there's
crazy.
different sides.
Yeah,
There's like
I'm
an
not
Italian
French.
side
That was
and a German side. I did
In
not know
Switzerland?
that. Yeah, it's a French
Yeah.
side, Italian side, German side.
That makes sense why they're so neutral.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The people are just so diverse.
But they like-
gotcha.
Even from like the food, bro, it was different. It's you see like even the eggs, prime example. I'll never forget this, bro. My first like 2 weeks there, I was trying to find eggs. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking they're gonna be in the fridge. Every store I went to, they were not in the fridge.
Right.
So I'm talking to my team. I'm talking to people on my team. Can you help me find these? Da, da, da. They're like, they're right there. This is the eggs. They had none in the fridge. And
Fresh.
it's fresh though.
Right.
And then you go to like the aisles and when they talk to you about the standards of food, and then it just makes you think like there's certain foods we have here that they don't allow.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
they're
saying? Like,
way more stringent on
yeah,
the
and it just made me
regulations.
think like, people who may have been like gluten free, they go overseas and they
cool.
can
They're regular.
Yeah. And I was just like, yo, what do we put in our food? Like this is
Yeah.
kind of scary. Like, you
A
know
lot
what I
of
mean?
fluff.
Like,
That's
yeah.
facts.
A lot.
Yeah.
it's weird.
What was that app y'all was using?
Yucca.
Yucca.
Yeah, I love
Still
that.
using it?
Oh, every day.
I stopped
what's
immediately.
Really?
that?
Yeah, traumatized.
It's like this app that you can scan that like breaks down like the ingredients and like certain foods and cosmetics. So it could be something like your cereal or it could be something like your body wash. And they'll like break it down to like, oh, this has this preservative or like this artificial thing in it. You know what I mean? Just kind of giving you like an idea of like what you're really about to consume if you end up buying it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, nah,
You gotta know, bro.
I don't. No, the thing, it's crazy. It made me stop buying certain stuff, but now I'm like, damn, I wish I never knew. Life was better.
Ignorance is bliss. No bull.
Yeah.
No cap.
Facts.
Life was better before I knew, man.
Oh, see, I got PTSD. I feel like they was like 30 minutes is up, nigga. Like, yo, they might be on that type of time. We got to get to it. All right, before we get out of here, I really do want to know, do you ever think about your legacy that you're leaving in Boston? Or does that not matter?
Legacy.
Because you are going to leave one.
For sure.
I want you to understand that.
Legacy is a strong word. I just want to be a solid person that does good work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want people to be able to speak poorly on my name. Like that's
Right.
that's kind of how I my focus and just like how many people I can help accomplish what they want to help. Like I'm able to do something that I knew took a lot and a lot of people don't get to do. Speaking about like playing pro ball, and I want them to accomplish some stuff that they may feel like is like far fetched and be able to help them like as many people as I can help like reach their goals. Like I feel that's all that kind of matters to me.
Yeah.
True.
Question for y'all real quick.
That's the response I
What did
expected.
y'all? How'd y'all feel about the BMAs in general?
I rock with them, bro. I rock with the BMAs, and I just rock with the BMAs, the opportunity, and I feel like it's dope networking event. And I think it's also cool seeing people perform. I don't really-
Awards wise, did y'all have any like?
There was a lot of people nominated this year. I'd never heard of.
Like cool.
Like a lot of the. So I heard of Co-Pilot, but I forget the name of the ghouls. I never heard of them. They performed, but I had never heard of them. I'm kind of low key a fan now. You feel me? Because they be doing their thing. And I looked into more of their like some of the competitions that they've been winning, but I didn't know of them. I didn't know of some of the, even like the higher profile artists. I didn't even know that they dropped. Like Clyro, I didn't know that she dropped this year. I didn't know that. What's it called? Dang, what is?
Hold on, I don't want to interrupt you. Shout out to the BMA.
Start thinking about
Shout out to the
don't want
BMA.
to, but
Facts.
you
He
did.
said-
Shout out
I
to
don't
the
want to
BMA.
do it,
Shout out
but
to
I'm gonna
everybody.
do
on-
it.
Yo, major shout outs to Yanna. You feel me? Best new artist of the year.
Facts.
I love that. I wasn't there. I wish I was there, but I didn't get my ticket
just-
in time.
Cat.
That's what it was, bro. I went to do the
I
nominated
seen
ticket
your
link.
screen. I
and-
just seen your screen.
No, I was like, we really got to get to it. That just reminded me. The Boston Calling lineup for 2025. Y'all peep?
I did.
Y'all
I'm not
peep?
gonna hold. You know, I have ton, but I have tunnel vision when it comes to this though.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was never going, so it doesn't matter. Like,
But
I have
it didn't
crazy
surprise you
television.
just a little bit, like what this lineup looked like, what it was made
not
of,
at all.
the genres that you see,
Not at all.
the lack of a genre.
We've had this conversation before.
Nah, but
Wait, okay, wait. Explain to me. What do you mean by lack of a genre? What genre are you
I
speaking
feel like
on?
when the Boston Calling lineup dropped, there was a lot of conversation that I was seeing on social media of just kind of like, where's the local acts? Not to say
Okay.
there aren't any, but like, where are the ones that like we're familiar with? You know what I mean? It seemed like they was going in a direction like last
Gotta do
year,
me. I-
we Key was there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
year before, we seen VB, Stephon.
Right.
I have
Like,
performed at Boston Calling as well.
you did?
I have performed.
Oh,
Yeah, they said I performed.
No, no, no,
I
no,
thought you said
no.
I performed too.
I
I was
performed,
thinking, I was
not
like,
me.
when did Nate
He said,
perform?
when? I thought you would've heard about this.
I'm like,
Nah, nah,
damn,
nah,
bro,
nah.
I'm a
But
fake friend.
That's,
Nah, nah.
that's another
Nah, you-
that's another example though. That's another
Yeah.
example of like names that we're familiar with, and now it kind of feels like it's going backwards.
so to say, I feel like this goes back to the
I feel you.
BMA. The BMA thing is like, what's your touch points? Who's listening? Can you even reach them? Because I feel like for the BMAs, I know you may feel away, but in terms of like getting people there, I feel like we're seeing more of the city at the
Nah,
BMAs.
facts.
You know what I'm
True.
saying? I
There's-
think like that's something that gotta be acknowledged. You feel
For
me?
sure.
And so I think with Boston Calling, it might be some of that. It's like, who are the people in place? Is that their intention?
I don't
You
think it
feel
ever
me?
was.
Yeah.
And that's the
agree,
thing.
I
I don't think it ever
agree,
was.
yeah.
And I think
Like
what you're bringing up.
who's like the lead? Who the
All right,
They got some headliners though. It's a bang. Like I'm not gonna like listen. I know how you feel about it.
Name
Last
the
year
three-
was
just name the
bangers.
three big headliners.
They got some
first,
bangers,
I'm gonna list the first two lines for each day.
All right,
I don't want to hear the
All
line.
the
Just the
small-
headline.
the headliners.
The
No,
headliner.
first two lines.
The headliners.
I'll
bro.
give you-
headliner, bro.
Just the headliners.
Let me rock, bro.
Bro,
Because
I'm telling you, we just want to hear the headliner.
bro, if I don't say the second line, T-Pain not gonna get included, bro.
We don't need to include T-Pain, not a headliner.
Nope, we gonna do it. All right. Day one, Luke Combs,
Banger.
Megan Maroney,
Banger.
Cheryl Crow,
Banger.
T-Pain,
Banger.
All right, yeah, Zay Banger, TLC,
Banger.
and then Mike.
Banger.
All right,
He don't
then-
even know Mike. He
That's
doesn't
actually
even
valid.
know Mike.
I didn't know Mike
do.
was
Banger.
coming. I didn't know Mike was
I
You
do.
know
coming.
Mike?
Someone DM me like, "What you mean? There's no Mike's on
I was
there?"
about to
And
say
like,
because you
all
don't
right,
know
let me
Mike.
people
Mike is tough.
Mike is nice.
Mike is tough.
All right, cool.
You know Mike is like one of my favorite rappers though. That's crazy. He don't even he be hating for free.
Heard you. All
Mike
right,
is tough.
second day, Fallout Boy,
Banger.
Avril Lavigne. I know.
Avril, come on,
Avril.
fucking banger.
Avril Lavigne.
My fault. I know that though. All right, Cage the Elephant, the Black Crows, all time
Bangers,
low.
bangers, all time lows.
All right,
bro.
day
low,
three,
brother.
Dave Matthews Band, Vampire Weekend, Sublime,
What?
Public
Bangers.
Enemy,
It's fire.
Remy Wolf,
Yeah,
and
but-
Dog Babe.
Like,
But
what are we
what I'm
talking
saying
about?
is-
Remy Wolf, like, what are we talking about?
What I'm saying is they're clearly not like that's not their intent to get hip hop
Facts.
acts up
For
there.
sure.
You know
I
what I'm
just
saying?
thought-
This one's
So,
not for the niggas.
Here's
I'm
my
sorry.
solution to this.
Unfortunately,
right?
this one's
Stop worrying about what they're doing and attend to stuff that our people are doing.
Facts.
You have Commonwealth Fest. You have Future Forward Fest. Like, there's things happening right now that we're
hear
either
you.
building or contributing
I hear
to.
you.
So focus on that.
Yeah, facts.
Why are we worried about Boston Calling?
Yeah, Bam's
They don't
Fest,
want us
like, lock
there.
in, bro.
So
This
why
is-
are we trying to be
This is a
there?
premiere. This is a premiered
For sure,
festival.
but
Last year
I
they
hear
had
you.
Megan Thee Stallion,
Nah,
bro.
but okay, but here's
That's
the thing,
cool,
and
yeah, facts.
I'm gonna have to plug shout out Catherine because she gonna be
Yeah.
she gonna be our
Bam's
guest.
Fest.
Bam's Fest. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Bam's Fest too, thank
like
you.
if it's made by us, then let's focus
Let's
on
make
that.
it.
Let's
It's
talk,
that
let's
simple.
talk about Bam's Fest. Who you
It's
want to see
that
at Bam's
simple.
Fest 2024, 2025?
Mind you, didn't they already have TLC? No, they had SWV.
SWV.
It was
but
SWV
no,
that they had a couple
SWV
years
didn't go
back.
though.
why
Because
not?
I think
They didn't.
something with
I forgot
COVID.
about that.
They got to come back.
Who y'all want to see this year at
Facts.
Bam's Fest?
I could say any.
I think
That'd
that
be like relatively
They
in
got to make
reach,
sense
right?
too.
Yeah.
Like someone that they could actually get.
Are you talking about from the city
Yeah.
or from the city?
bro.
Not like some random.
Yeah, we talking from the city.
Oh.
I don't care about headliners.
Can I see a whole Word Speak Life unit? I just
And
need a whole
Bell.
block.
Say that to the what's
I wanna see
what's
Annabelle.
like the main camera.
Annabelle.
Say that to the
No, right there. I need a Word Speak Life block. You know, I need some time for
Alright.
Nay. I need some
Fire.
time for Yanna. I need some time for Av. I need some time for the whole team.
yeah, last year they had what's the they not Hamilton Garrett. It was another one, but maybe it was. But they had like a youth group up there. I would want to see like kind of like having it so that different people have different things because they did it multiple days too. So So I want to see like a BTO day, you feel me? Like where they have like a block 617 you feel me? Even like T Studios.
Oh, the
like,
Coachella joint. Yeah, it got rained out the second day. Yeah,
because I think that was cool
That was the
too because
first
it was
day that they
engaging
did
for
that.
I'm
like
gonna
a
make y'all
younger
stand
audience.
on what y'all
That'd be
got.
tough.
If it was a competition though,
A competition.
peak artists versus BTO
versus
artists versus the TE artists.
The chamber.
All right, all
That'd be
I'm gonna
tough.
say about this one,
stand on this one. Stand on this one.
That'd be tough.
Nate,
There's a lot of
answer. I want
overlap,
to hear
too.
his answer first.
You don't want to say it?
You want to hear my answer
Yeah,
first?
Yeah,
Of like who's winning out of all three?
yeah.
Like what's the criteria for winning?
What's the win? A win or a loss, bro?
What's the criteria for a winner or loss?
The
Like
best,
who's like
the
we
best
represent
performances.
our best people? Like
Best
put like the best one,
Okay, if y'all had
best two?
if y'all had 25 minutes each,
Okay.
and it's like put on the best like performances.
set.
Boom.
I think BTO.
That's crazy.
What are the names of
BTO.
that we
That's a-
attaching to
that's
BTO?
a-
Because if it's Sanye, Saza, I feel like if they put Maceo, if they,
Whoa,
that's,
whoa, whoa,
it's the
rewind,
overlap. It's the
rewind,
overlap, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's the
rewind,
overlap. It's the
rewind,
overlap.
rewind,
It's the
rewind.
overlap.
Let's bring this back.
It's the
Let's bring this
overlap,
back.
though.
Let's bring this back.
said,
Let's
"That's
bring
me
this
right
back.
there."
Let's bring this back.
But he worked for bro, because you can say
I'm
the
not
same
hearing
thing.
it. No, you can't say this. What can you say?
Because he worked for us too. But he also worked for you.
When?
I mean,
Sound like
who's he
Mason's
working for right
star.
now?
It's not
Mason,
working.
you a star, my nigga.
Here's the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
I'm just
I just
saying.
want to know. I acknowledge this too. Let's talk about this though. Keyword working. I'm
Okay.
not talking about working. I'm talking about there was a piece,
like-
the development piece. Like where,
Okay.
like let's
Where
let's
did
let's
he
go.
get his bones
And I
from?
will say I shouldn't even have to say this because I feel like I don't even want to jinx it because I just like to be. But in the summertime, we bring people out
That's
to
facts.
see 2 hours.
The open mic.
We have to squeeze it. Like literally, we actually.
You know what?
So I think that's not even a fair. Like that's a bad. That's
you know
a bad
what? You know
take
what
from
I'll
you.
say too though. Here's what I'll say too though. I say BTO because I'm thinking about like if it's like one. If you just like take like one person from each one.
Okay.
I think like some of them.
Let's stop there. Go ahead.
can't do
Finish.
that,
Finish.
though.
Finish.
Bro,
No, hold on.
no, but
Finish.
it's about the
Listen,
roster
hold on,
that
hold
they're
on,
putting
hold on,
together,
hold on.
bro.
This is what I'm
Not
saying.
one
This
person.
is finish. Do we
To
want to go?
me,
Do we want to
Shawty
go?
was-
Can we go like 5? Can we say
If
5?
we saying five,
Can you say
That's
5?
five.
All right, Pete. If
Boom.
we're going 5, then here's I'll say that 617 peak. I think you guys will come out on top.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. One, because I think that longevity
Because
wise,
of 5 though. If it was 3, it's a different conversation.
it would be. It would be.
I'm being
But
real.
it's not.
I actually don't think at any point it's a different convo.
For me, I think that the reason why is because you guys also have the variety. And I feel like that's something that, at least for me, like I would appreciate. I don't want to go to a show and I feel like I hear like rapping, I hear vocals. You feel me? I want to engage in poetry. I want to see people like being able to like showcase their stuff visually as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some like range there.
That's why I wasn't even. I'm thinking we were just talking music because if we can go.
Oh, if it's just music, then yeah, like I think it's still valid for like
my
the
thing
5.
with peak is like when you just talking about performances, we could go 20 deep.
See, that's facts.
One common
But
thing.
he also has to say this. You feel me? Like you
Oh,
can't
for
not
sure.
say that.
He doesn't have to say nothing,
If
bro.
I was the
He's
founder,
standing
bro, you think I'm
I'ma
saying
speak
this?
on my-
Yeah,
I'm
T
a
Studios
vouch
to
for
my
that.
dad.
Yeah, like,
Like,
here's my thing.
I ain't found it.
The reason I respect Nate, right? How I actually met Nate, I did not know who he was. He pulled up to every event, and I'm like, who's the nigga with dreads? Like, who is this? Like, and he's popping out every trip, right? So that's why I say you saying that is kind of like
I feel you.
that don't make sense to me.
But I go to
At
the
what
BTO
point-
event too.
No, that's
He's
fine.
like, you
I'm
coming
not
on my
saying
side.
that.
Yeah, type
I'm
shit. You know
just
how
saying.
compelling the product is.
I'm
Maceo
just-
one of them fellows right now. I don't
Yo,
know.
Eves,
But I do know
I'm
where it
just
came
saying,
from.
like it kind of don't make sense. Like I'm trying to. At what point is there ever gonna be a 1v1 that is like you gotta get?
We're not
that.
doing no 1v1.
I'm not
It's about the roster.
Yeah,
that
I don't want to do that. I
But
don't want to do that.
One thing
I
I'm
don't wanna do
noticing
that. I don't
though,
wanna do that.
roster.
I don't
One
wanna
thing
do
I'm
that.
noticing
I don't
though,
want to do that.
you know who's not in the conversation?
Uh,
TE. And I got to question
Yeah.
the GM of this.
Don't
this
do that.
shit.
GM is crazy. You gotta talk to the.
You like the GM
You gotta
of the
talk
team,
to
bro.
the.
What's
the
going
people
on
the-
with your roster?
You gotta talk to the people on the
Who
ground.
who
feel
your
me?
5?
Well, a lot of our 5,
To
you
be
feel me? They
fair, are we talking
transition to
about
doing
alumni
other
as well?
stuff. That's what I'm saying.
are we bringing up alumni?
That's what I'm saying.
Say alumni
Because-
is allowed. What you doing?
Alumni's allowed?
Hey, Moro, C4
Oh, yeah,
just
we
on
got it.
Netflix.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel me?
T
Like
Studios got
C4
it.
is just on.
Okay,
Because that's not just them.
that's a great pick.
Because then I would be in there too. Toma would be in there
Facts.
too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
then you have Lando in there too. Like that's all. Like
Facts.
I'm not saying that.
Is this-
there's mad
is this
people.
shifting?
Because
What
Solo's
What
in there
I'm
too.
saying is, and
Listen.
this is what I want to talk about. How long has
That's a
Teen Empowerment
conversation
been in
now.
business?
Exactly, and that's
Hold
why.
on,
That's
say
why.
it. No, no. How
That
long
doesn't
has it
matter.
been?
It's 32
That
years.
doesn't
Facts.
matter.
Hold on, yeah,
That's-
hold on. How long?
It's 32 years.
32. So,
So
we
that's not-
started with like I'm being
Stiz
real.
in there too, that'd be crazy.
I'm being real.
Sis went to
Did
TE.
I?
Yeah, bro.
Hey, that's calm.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We don't have that long.
That's
like,
facts.
But
we
that's
can't.
that's the game.
It's the game. That's the game. Well, right now,
can you do about
see
that?
these nasty conversations they
Right
put
now,
us
it's
in.
not nasty because
These
right now
deep,
I'm
nasty
still betting on
conversations.
my bread because we still got potential, the earning potential.
That's a
I'm not
fact.
worried about potential. I'm
Fine.
talking about right now.
Right
No, no,
now?
no. To make it fair, you
Alumni
can't go.
is crazy.
You can't
They
go.
can't be older than our oldest.
Yes, there you go.
Who's your oldest?
Your alumni.
What?
You're looking at,
21?
you're looking at them right now.
Yeah.
That's my point.
So like, yeah, Orlando. Yeah,
That's
facts.
my
Wow,
point.
yeah, you can't
That's
put
my
on-
point.
And
Yeah,
there's no,
that's
and no
my point.
overlap. How do we get to claim individuals? Like, what
Why
does
does
that
age
mean?
matter?
The reason.
Like,
So
how does that
here's
work?
my other thing.
Because there is a lot of overlap.
Here's my other thing. I don't even want to speak on this too much because it's not the point. Kids are gonna go where they
This
need
is a
to
big-
get the resource that they need to get. So it's not about this is my kid or not.
Nah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
want to say that. You know what I'm saying? But when we talk about where like the genesis, I would say of people starting to see people or you know what I mean, it's not taking
So
credit.
that's
It's just
the
being
genesis
real.
point.
Yeah, like I know from people
Because a lot of the folks that have worked with us, even later on, you feel me, and even the folks that work with BTO now, like they did work with Peak. You feel me to start, like Josh
they
Allen's, like,
were
a good
no,
example,
not
you feel me?
work. Let's
Well,
not
again,
use
work.
the word work.
They were a part.
They were a part of the program. They were a
yeah,
part of the
facts.
program. They were not.
You know what's real
that's
funny
that-
about
that's
this
that legality
conversation?
right
This
there.
is a real thing.
So
No,
they were part of the
Nobody's
program.
work.
Bro, because
Right, they was
no,
part of the
I'm saying this
program.
right now because the other part that's cool, right? It's like
Yeah.
the fact of like now that we have students that like you know are out of the program per
Yeah,
se,
and they're
that
employed.
can teach,
Right.
they can do marketing stuff, they can run workshops. You know what I'm saying? It's like we do have that aspect now,
Yeah.
but in terms of students that signed up, like it was literally like they came as they came. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's what I'm saying.
Y'all got to stand on
My
what y'all
fault.
saying right now.
Etch might be technically Etch might technically be the oldest one. Technically.
Etche.
How old is
Etcher.
what? He's the same age as you.
Etche.
He's,
So that's 25?
20,
He's a
he's
year
20,
older than
23. 23,
All right, 23. That's
It's just funny
But
because
what
I know
I'm saying
like
though is like from
I would give a
that
C4 then.
from that like cohort though, you know what I'm saying? From that cohort, like if we gonna go, I'm saying I'm being real
Nah, for
though.
sure.
Like,
I think that's how it
I
has
don't think
to
in
be.
terms of variety, in terms of talent, like
said, no,
kids getting up there, like you know, we don't do the vocal rap. They don't rap over their vocals. We don't. With the kids don't. The poets they memorize they stuff. Like
It's
I
fine.
don't see like
yeah.
That's how it has to be. Like that's I think like so.
I don't think it's close.
That's
Sorry,
funny to
that's
me
it.
because
That's
I
it.
can
don't
just
think it's
imagine.
close. I don't think it's close.
There's a
I don't-
14-year-old right
You don't have to
now
apologize.
who's watching
That's
this.
valid. That's how you got. Like that's how you gotta feel.
There's a 14-year-old watching this right now, and they got their hats, and it's like, yo, what team am
Oh,
I
this is
about?
the draft,
What,
yeah,
you
facts.
feel me? What college hat am I about to put on? And it's TE, BTO, is Peak, and they just deciding based off this conversation
the Peak
alone,
hat.
and they see how shit is going for the Peak team right now. They might have to throw that hat on right there. I'm just keeping
It's
it
a
a
good
stat.
hat.
You feel me?
It's a good hat to wear, and
Where
I
the
think that's
awards going right now?
I think that's part of the process. It's a good hat to wear, you feel me? Because I think that it's also about like alignment too. And I think that what Peak does a really good job, what you guys doing a really good job of, and making sure that there's alignment and like the goals of like where the young people are trying to go. You feel me?
Yeah, and to that point is like I'm like on a
We're joking, yeah, of course.
on a serious note, like I think what we're about to do or what we're aiming to do is something that I think in the music space we're trying to like create too is like sometimes people can be too competitive, right? And it's like, well, what's best for the kids? So there may be certain like BTO definitely does more of like focusing strictly on music.
Yeah.
Right. So like you have people like Asar, Dalen works for them now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have people, sorry, not Asar, you have Maceo, Dalen, Josieo's over there. You have people that's their main focus, so they
Right.
want to
So
like
it
do
makes
that,
sense for
and
them
they
to-
can
yeah.
work. They can be compensated at such a peak. We don't compensate for those things. You know what I'm saying? We do it for like marketing or being assistant teachers, different things, but it's not everyone that just wants to go into music. So for us, it's like, okay, if you come in here and in certain spaces that may work better for you, here, like, you know, we should be able to work with people to be trusted to go, hey, take care of this
Right.
young person,
Exactly.
not ours. They're as equally as ours because they're all part of the same community. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? But it's like y'all may Empowerment may have some students that do poetry or they want to do some stuff. Yo, Nate should be able to hit me up and be like,
Facts.
yo, there's a student that I think would benefit from being in your program and vice versa. That's how it works. I think seeing that and what I say about the interesting perspectives between like hoops community and music for me is like I see the gaps. Like I've been someone that I think I've been able to connect a lot of dots between like I've had a lot of older friends, you know what I'm saying? Like big homies. And I think whenever there's been like disconnects, I'm able to like bridge those things sometimes and be able to have a perspective on that same space and that what I was just talking about with the community space.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed just in the past, I don't know, 3-4 years, because coming into it, even in the music space, it's like sometimes I feel a little hesitant to even interact because some people may feel like, yo, he don't really do this. He hoops. How he doing this?
Right.
People feel away. You know what I'm saying? to translate that over to the music space, so you have people that might not collaborate, right? Or sides that may not collaborate, not on no beat. Like, yeah, there's a street portion of it, but then and just in the regular music space, it may be so competitive that you may not want to collaborate with somebody, and so different parties may feel weird or whatever. And at the end of it, it's actually gonna make for a better like product. I was talking to Sadiq about this. Like, I used to think he had felt a way about me or anything of that nature, and it's just like, nah. But some people can kind of build that up, you know what I'm saying? And then you meet, you talk, and you're like, what?
That's all love.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts.
And I think
no
we
bullshit, that
work
really
to
be
like,
happening.
part of what we're doing, Word Speak Life, is like, when it comes to the music scene, is like, wanting to be that base, but also being able to like collaborate and show everyone what the city has to offer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't just go for just us. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It's all
Sure.
jokes, but like the fact that we can even have a conversation about all the different artists that
It's
have been
fire.
developed,
It's
like
fire.
we're not even including the people are artists now that weren't even a
Weren't
part of these systems
either.
and everything
Nah,
like that.
that's
So the
good.
fact that it's just an abundance of talent that's coming through and have
There's
stamped
also-
themselves and are coming up, like
Yeah.
that's real dope to have a conversation like
And I
this.
think that we're getting to a point where there's an abundance of folks that are willing to cultivate that as well. You feel me? And like, really contribute
True.
in whatever way that they can to the growth and development of the artist scene. You feel me? With younger artists in mind, because I think like it was like when I was, as I continue to like grow, you feel me? I recognize like the differences now. Seen like where I was when I was younger and I was trying to figure out like my direction as an artist in the city versus like now where a lot of artists like they get an opportunity to have that guidance. They get an opportunity to have kind of like almost like a pathway laid out for them that they get to modify to their choosing. You feel me? That they get to like know that those resources are going to be available for them. You know what I'm saying? Which is beautiful. It's different. It's very different.
And it's something I want to piggyback on that because it's important. Like I noticed just like parallels with things like when I was talking about the equity piece or like gatekeeping things, right? It's a prime example of that is like Av. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like someone may ask me for a favor that it's probably not a favor I can actually do that I may have to ask him for. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, who are you for me to do that for him to, you know what I'm
When
saying?
you're asking
But it is a blessing in the sense of like when you talk about some of the peak kids or something like that, being able to have someone like that as a resource, or you know what I'm saying, or like having someone like an Amanda, having someone like Answer Harvard right now, you know what I'm saying, about to get his master's. Like, I think like being able to ask for those resources is important because you have people that have been through things that can now share them and be an access point for you. But it's important that you hold those things dear because like you should be able to have to go through the program to be able to ask someone that type of question.
Right.
And it goes for like people that just want to come out the blue and ask for a favor, right?
You
gotta
earn that.
Yeah,
No, I hear that.
You gotta earn it. And it's not like one of those things where it's like, yo, you don't have access to these things because you ain't done enough or whatever. It's just like, yo, like, go through the process, bro. So a lot of times things will like come, you feel me? But you gotta go through the
people put in time
process.
for that. People put
Feel me?
in decades worth of work for some of them connections. You feel me?
Facts.
So it's like I'm not about to just, and I think about this because it's funny because like I'm not an artist, you know what I'm saying? But in the basketball scene, I get that a lot. Yo, someone called me, yo, can you get my kid in the prep school? Can you put him on this AU team? Can you do this? Can you do
I
that?
feel
Yo,
you,
this
I feel
trainer,
you.
yo, this team, yo, your coach at this, like, and it's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? My man, that coach almost put me through I almost died running suicides for that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what I'm made of. You want me to just connect you with him? I don't know what you. I don't know what
Exactly.
you.
Especially-
I can't just do that. No tape. No tape. You know what I mean? I can't just do that. Hell no.
Especially because you might affect the relationship that you have with that person.
And now I can't do that for the next person that really needs it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I used to feel a way about that a little bit of like, damn, I do want to help. Part of my issue sometimes I feel like I do want to help everybody. Like if like genuinely, you know what I'm saying? If someone asks me something, I'd like to help. But I think you have to like just
You got to take it
boundaries.
as far as you can with the resources you even have. I feel like a lot of people don't even extend all the, all that they can do for themselves before they start asking other people for favors.
Even with like peak, like early on, bro, like I started out like partly why I have I know I've been able to grow and understand like, yo, like, I do know certain things, but it's through experience. You know what I'm saying? Like because I don't know if it's imposter syndrome, but it's like when we first came out, I had to like market everything. I had to email, I had to call people, I had to go spend my time, go work out, shower, boom, go across the city to meet someone, to sit down with someone to try to get this kid a scholarship academically, or being able to like, yo, can y'all donate to this open mic? Can y'all do this? Like, I know what that looks like to be able to like, yo, can we post this here? Doing the marketing, like understanding that, and then the storytelling of it, like being it, like I've literally like done each step of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why when it comes to like me understanding some of the things in music, I've noticed like the overlap, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to like working on projects or like, getting stories across. It's like you're working with a bunch of students that is trying to get their stories out.
Facts.
And you're with them trying to help them mold what they want to get out to the world. So.
That's real respectable. So before we get out of here, with 2025, brand new year and everything, what's some of the goals for yourself, for Word Speak Life, for Peak that you got in mind?
For myself, I want to be healthy so I can hoop. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just the.
How close are you?
I'm hopefully like a month and a half, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Fingers crossed.
Right there, yeah.
And then for Peak, like I said, I want to do more school partnerships. I want us to be in a lot more schools so we can reach more students, and then grow our like community-based programs so we can continue like doing partnerships and putting on for the city with the open mic and the events that we do. We have a few events that we want to do this year. Just being more like having more of a presence like monthly. You know what I'm saying, as opposed to like just at the summer. You know what I'm saying? Word Speak, man, like. There's a ton of projects that people are working on that I'm like excited for everyone to hear.
High bar to
and but it's dope because everyone like wants to create. You know what I'm saying? I think like I want to get the music out. You know what I'm saying? And like just continue to grow it as a business. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in a position where like you can really make some ends off it. And for the people we're working with, everyone a part of the team, like that's a goal. You know what I mean? Because that's so it's a real life thing.
Hey, man.
Oh, shit.
It's fire, bro.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. This summer we got Fat Good, you feel me? So I'm already knowing like whatever comes next is gonna be even more fire.
True.
And I just want to take the time to really like thank you. Thank you for being the mentor that you are to the kids of Boston, the people coming through these systems, and for you to have been one of them to come from Boston and then pour back into the community. Not just like take from it and leave or dip out, but actually pouring right back into those resources and giving people an opportunity. That's real dope. Like salute to you for all that.
Appreciate that. That means a lot, bro. Because I went through a stage where like I was like, sometimes you can, when it comes to like hooping, you know what I'm saying, the crowds that you may be trying to get support from people that don't understand like what the mission is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying about being petty. Like I've had to like have people. Try to make crack jokes about working with kids or, what I'm saying?
Corny.
Whether it's like, bro, you trying to be the president, you trying to be an activist or this, that, and the third. Like, and then
wait, that's a diss?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But it says like to what some and my thing in that is like, it's hard because it's like, I feel like, I give a lot of grace, you know what I'm saying? But like part of my growth is like realizing like, some people are not always on the same level, you know what I'm saying? At that point in time, you know what I'm saying? And people may grow up and they value things differently and they understand. Sure. Like I've had that happen with a few people, you know what I mean? People that may make jokes and fast forward, now they may ask for a job.
Yeah.
And I've had to be like, or ask for their nephew to be a part of this or this, that, and I've had to like, it takes a lot of me to be like, yo, like, glad my parents raised me the way I did to be able to like separate the two of like, like.
Not punishing that kid for somebody else's.
But I'm human, you feel me? So it's just, that's I say that to say like that means a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because at that point in time, I was like, I don't know if this even really kind of makes sense. Because it's not, you don't get the most praise for a lot of the stuff. You know that working.
Very thankless work, but I think like you said, like a lot of it comes in like the experiences, you feel me, and seeing people, seeing the impact that we're able to have, you know what I mean? Not just as like mentors and individuals, but also just knowing that we're building something that's like for the future. Like we don't have to necessarily be a part of it for it to be like something that flourishes and thrives and still has that impact. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I definitely double down on that though. I definitely appreciate the work that you're doing. And I think also, you know what I mean? Like for me, it's also, I'm very thankful to have like someone like you and like folks that are doing the work on the ground who I'm able to like have in like my circle, you feel me, having the network. Because like we always build ideas off of each other, you feel me? And like that's what helps keep everything fresh, keeps everything like going forward in the right direction, keeping it with forward mobility in mind. And that's something that at least coming up, like I didn't really have as much over the past like 4 or 5 years, you feel me? So as we continue to build that network, like it's always a pleasure to be able to contribute in whatever way I can. And I know it's likewise for you as well.
I appreciate it, so, bro. I don't even keep going, but that it's just like you're saying a lot of things that be connecting. Cause like, I think at first I know what it feels like to not have support, you know what I'm saying? On the basketball side of it and a lot of things, even with Peak, you know what I'm saying? Like I just, year 4, continuing it like until like year 3 or 4 was when I got a lot of help, you know what I'm saying? I know the difference that made and that it makes for just like everything going on. You know what I mean? So I just try to pay it forward like at some point. You know? Everyone got help. You know what I mean? Some people I did about bro, someone gave you a helping hand, bro. It might have been a pinky, but someone gave you a help. You feel me? So you got to pay that forward. You know what I mean? The size of that, whatever, you know what I mean? It's up to that person. But
Yeah.
so I appreciate that.
Like I said, it's thankless job, but that's why you had to come here, talk your shit.
Facts.
We didn't
Get
get
your shit
all
out,
the
no
way
bullshit.
talking shit.
But
We
you
got
got
into
that- you got that bag, though. You got that bag.
He had to step
And
on
that's what,
business.
like,
But but I think it's important to, I think it translates to people because you're not coming here to get a pat on the back. You really just telling the story, and I know it's gonna translate
Facts.
to a lot of people to see an alternative route. It don't just gotta be the artist route or the producer,
Facts.
whatever. Having the non-for-profit. I'm sure there might be a lot of people who end up hitting you up like, I want to get into that. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Give me game on how to get started or whatever the case is, and that's gonna. I don't know. That's just gonna
Opening
translate
doors.
to a lot of things. Yeah, for
Opening
sure.
doors.
For sure.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, man.
Sure.
We gonna be back here. There's gonna be another Word Speak Life artist that we gonna have to. I'm curious who's gonna be the next best new artist.
Dion Chase, bro. No cap. You might can have it.
Nah, that'd be crazy.
You heard the project?
Best new.
Yeah, that's
You heard
kind of
the
crazy.
project?
You know how they be
I
though
don't
with
know
the
if it
new
can be
artists
no,
though.
Dion, I don't think it would have to. Nah, he'll. Dion got a
Right.
he got
Alright.
he got a fire tape. Right.
All right, say that.
But-
It's something he's not saying, bro.
That's what I'm
We'll
saying.
talk about it.
Right,
Like,
That's
he-
what I'm saying. Hey
It
man,
seems like
listen,
he
listen,
is.
listen.
He's like
For
something
sure.
coming, but he's like, can't say
You
too
ever
much.
seen the emoji
Yeah,
with
for
the?
sure.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
that's how I feel. But nah, there's a lot of music coming out that I'm excited for. Saying like the growth of like everybody and like working on those is like what I enjoy the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
So we just gonna have to wait and find out.
yeah.
All right.
Soon come.
Hey man. Y'all notice how their like decibels like went down a lot
Facts,
though. You
right?
feel me? Like they had to
They
put
was like, I
respect
don't
on
want to play
us.
too loud.
You know what I mean?
It's like, what if they're still here?
He'll come right back. He'll come right back and have to correct that shit real quick. You feel me? But hey man, it's been another episode of Bad for the Community. Real good conversation with our friend Ike. We
Facts,
appreciate you, man. Thank you. Round of applause for everybody in the room.
All the way across the room.
Hey.
All the way across the room.
We are
out.
out.